Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of Fools and Corpses Bluesky Backwater. If you remember, in our last episode, the party finally made it onto Tuple Station. Jax Throckmorton has straight up jumped off of their ship before it landed, and we don't really know what happened to him. And now they're all going about trying to find a way to regain some lost arms and...
Who lost their arms?
You, almost.
Oh.
Very close. Well, Cornelius needs darts and things, and some other people need healing, and what you all need is a way to fence the pods that you found, the distro pods. And so in an effort to do that, Cornelius has pursued a fortune telleress that he hit with a
Sleep dart. Yep.
Who then fell into a... shady underground, basement. It's kind of a basement down in an alleyway, and then a mysterious-looking man with the Ouroboros symbol followed her in there, and so that's where we find ourselves today. So, Jake, that puts you, if I remember, looking down the stairs where the mysterious man went just a moment before.
And I will use my last heavy sigh of the day.
Okay. Have run out of your stack of heavy sighs.
And head down after him. Sneakily.
Oh,
Go
so
for it.
good at this.
Yeah.
I've got a sneaky weasel.
Is red
Got
good?
skill now.
Which one's good?
Red's good.
Great.
It's like, hey, yeah, that one.
Okay, so I guess sneaky weasel.
That's about it.
So 5.
Yeah.
Took 5
Right.
points.
Should I
No.
subtract
No.
for ineffectual punches?
No.
Okay.
You're not punching anything right now.
Punching people in the ears.
No. With your silence.
Just kidding.
Yeah, alright. So you slip on down the stairs, trying to be very quiet, and you pass through the door that was open. So there's like a staircase that comes down, and there's a door. That door was left open. And you follow behind this man, and you come up on another door, and it has... it has like a pretty standard looking handle. It doesn't have like any sort of key card or anything. It doesn't even seem to have a keyhole on it anywhere. There's no code mechanism on it or anything, but there's no window in it either. So
Okay, so I have entered the room where I saw the woman.
let's call it the foyer. Yes.
I've entered the foyer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And at the far end of the foyer is another door with no stuff.
Yeah.
And the man is not here?
Man's not here.
Okay, so he got out of my sight before I could follow him down.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured.
Did he go through that door?
I mean, you were listening, if I remember, at the last episode. Yes. You heard the door open. It was close. Yeah.
I'm close.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look around the room and assess it for any signs of occult activity.
Oh, jumping all the way to occult activity.
By that
All right.
I mean just weird stuff.
All right,
like,
sure.
what is going on
Yeah.
in here? Where am I?
This is your biggest skill.
Yeah!
Evaluating.
Okay, bro.
Oh, that's a
Sharon.
+8
Wow.
on the dice.
On the die.
Coming in hot this day.
Ingenious.
This episode.
Encyclopedic knowledge? Timely insight.
No encyclopedic knowledge, half timely insight.
Half timely insight.
Yeah.
And then scientific prodigy. I'm just trying to connect dots
Well,
here.
Whatever.
That means no.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That means no and stop asking.
I think that's about 14.
Great. Okay.
But I don't know.
You're good. So you look around. There's just not a lot to see. That's why it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It looks pretty run down. It looks like this has been the site of more than a few either scuffles or drunken people hanging out there. There's like some offal around. Just piled up.
Lying around.
Just big old piles of offal.
They're gonna steal your kidneys.
You know, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Does it smell?
It's not... I mean, no part of Tuple Station is particularly
Sure.
perfumey, but like...
So this is fresh?
No, not terribly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
It's just a run-down little space. Like, that's the vibe you get
When
from
you
it.
say offal,
Mm-hmm.
That's guts.
I think
Oh.
organ meat
yeah.
That's not what I
from an
meant.
animal.
Detritus,
I
perhaps.
may be using that word without knowing what it means.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Fools and Corpses is in beta.
It's like, what the
It's a game about words.
So it's a butcher shop.
No.
You're
Yeah.
saying this is Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not.
It's detritus.
Okay,
It's
a trash.
objects.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the word.
Wow,
I do
not
like that
organ
word.
meat.
Detritus is one of my
You know,
favorite
when I
words.
go to work in the morning and I haven't cleaned my office in a long time, I walk in there and I go, man, there is a lot of just
Human
guts
remains,
everywhere.
yeah.
Just look at all this
Yep.
offal.
What, you guys don't have big piles of offal everywhere?
No.
It's gonna be really funny if offal means neither of these things.
I watched
Tell
a
us
video
in the
about it
comments.
Oh,
like,
Wow.
yesterday
Oh, okay, alright.
about organ meat that people were cooking for cooking food because I watch food stuff.
Anyway,
Don't worry about
This
it.
is a kids show.
Won't.
This
I guess.
basement definitely has a serial killer in it, and I won't believe otherwise. So
Yeah.
there's an unmarked door,
Yeah.
a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
No one's here.
No one's here.
What can you make out of the trash?
I'm just gonna listen at the door.
soup.
Alright, so you listen at the door. You have, you hang out there for a second, and you hear some people moving around, and maybe some muttery words, but not much else. Nothing that would constitute a conversation, even one that you can't hear everything of.
Mm-hmm.
Just strings of words. I mean, you can't make out any of the words, but there's no response to any of it. It's all just
Somebody
one-sided.
muttering to themselves.
You hear several voices from several locations, but otherwise, yes.
Okay. Gosh, I should leave.
That was a yes.
I think I leave.
We agree with you.
I'm going. I'm not going in there by myself. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna back up.
You gonna
Alright.
ask anybody to come join you?
I'm
who's
gonna
free?
get out of here first,
Okay.
so that no one follows me in.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of loudly yelling on
Okay,
me.
no one follows me in.
No.
I leave. I leave the basement.
Alright, so you head back up the stairs.
Through this.
Slightly more off-put about Tuple Station than you were before.
Splendid.
And where do you head? Or what do you do?
Let's see. So everyone else, to catch me up
Mm-hmm.
from last time, or remind me from last time, you had gone to talk shop with some mechanics to try and get the down
Make
low.
it sound
Yeah.
so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were going to try and find somebody to fence this stuff.
Trying to go to
At
find
with.
the black market,
Yes,
which is just a
the
really
black
shady market that is on the 4th floor.
It's got a nice sign with some flowers on it. The black market.
Yeah.
All right.
Run by a really crunchy woman.
So I'm gonna get on my earpiece and say, in a somewhat disturbed voice, "How are things going? I've been some developments. More people know that we're here than we had hoped. Not sure what it means yet, but there's a place we should perhaps investigate."
So you get a whole bunch of static, and it's pretty unclear to the rest of you. You hear the call come through.
Oh, right.
But it's just bits and pieces. Bap, bap, cabbage. Bap, bap, bap. That's what you hear. Yeah.
So it's
Jimmy's
partially coming
like,
in
hold
from
the
a rain.
button down all the way.
Do I hear any responses?
He must have found some groceries.
Really into his cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's a raccoon
I think
thing.
it's or
It's a
these,
raccoon
all of them,
face.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where he went.
You know that he went to the docks.
The
Yeah.
docks.
But there
Okay.
are 4 docks.
Great.
Yeah.
And do I have a better idea where they went?
They
Whoa.
didn't tell you canonically, so
They
no.
disappeared.
Love it. I'll go to the docks.
All right.
One of the 4 docks.
All right.
Jenny doesn't know where we are.
So, all right. So let's say you head out, and then while you're heading to one of the 4 docks to try to find Jimmy,
I was gonna find him, is what I said at the end of my last thing. So
Okay.
so
Now
you're
we're
both
walking,
trying to find each other.
but that doesn't mean we're going in the same.
Marco? Marco?
Just waiting for you
Marco?
to end up in range of each other, so you can talk.
Splendid.
We need better radios.
Then
too.
to you guys, my first question is: do you want to go to? Well, where do you want to go? What are you doing right now?
So, Samson split off, and Jenny followed, with the idea being to find and kind of get aware of the local seedy underbelly and find where is the gray/black market you could offload military equipment, who are the super minor and the less, minor, more prominent players in such a scene. And so how we're going about that is we're leaning into, because we've got to offload something more serious, not just, sliding in as some street trash, but trying to seem a little prominent and from somewhere else themselves, kind of working that imposing angle. She's posing as the bodyguard,
Okay.
and he's trying to be important, and so we're kind of rolling that.
All right. So where are you going?
Well, what kind of places are there in the ship? I think this is something he would see and kind of have an instinct to know to go to.
So there's plenty of bars. There's plenty of clubs. There are some drug dens essentially. Those might seem initially very appealing, but then you remember everyone in there's on drugs. So how helpful
We
could they
also know that Jack's surname, that rat bastard, told us he had a plug, and we'd find him in any given bar.
Well, he said the cinch coupling, but
cinch
yes,
coupling.
any bar. Any bar would also work.
So
Is that an actual place, or is that lots of places?
But any bar.
that could be where we start, and then we do our sort of
we could start
intimidating stuff from there.
It wouldn't be bad, I think, to know more about the local scene before we make Jack's contacts, so we know if he's lying to us about stuff or not.
But also, we could have thousands of soldiers about to descend on this place, chasing us, and we wouldn't know it. So there may or may not be a time crunch involved.
Maybe.
It's up to you. I'm just here to make you look good.
So, I think it starts on just kind of pursuing what leads we can find, So if you see someone on the street that's they're tweaking, it's like, hey, who's your buyer? And then just kind of work up where do you buy? Oh, well, who's, and just kind of, I want to get to know the scene. So start in the streets.
I think I roll a +2 to do this.
We can see an awful bar, and maybe there's just an awful sewagey slummy alley that you could go through where you find people that meet, that type of...
Right,
I want to peruse the streets first, and then we can hit one of those locations.
All right.
But I want to see what I can find the word on the street first.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay.
Do I get to add things to his role based on my intimidation?
Ooh, for selling...
Do you want to be intimidating to the people that you're trying to get information from?
So I think we're not trying to say we're going to hurt them intimidating, we're going to hurt you right now. It's just to sell that I am a legitimate character in that she is intimidating. It's selling what we are.
And also to stop him from getting a knife in the back.
Right, that helps too. Yeah.
So you
All
tell
right,
me
yeah.
what I can
you
add.
can
to
add
that.
half of your intimidate mods to help
so-
with that. Whatever would make you intimidating.
Talk with my fists.
Yeah.
Built like a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Scrappy street kid?
Nah, not really.
Okay. How about team tactics? Because team tactics.
Alrighty.
So
half of it, maybe.
Yeah.
add
Anything he groans at, just take half.
add 5.
Alright.
Okay,
That's probably
alright. That puts us at a starting 16.
Okay.
Alright.
Ooh.
Come on! That was a 10!
It's fine.
It rolled over to a 1!
You're fine.
That's how
fine.
dice works.
It was it paused for 30 seconds. Alright, we're at a plus 15.
That isn't the rule of dice.
It
pausing doesn't mean
It
anything.
hung out. It was emotional, alright?
It's just laying there on.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 15.
Yeah.
Alright, so you start to make your way, you have some sense of at least what was going on in the station a year ago before you went down to the Gallon 3. And you know that there are a few gangs that are kind of vying for territory in this space. And you start trying to find people who have those markings on them.
Sure.
Like that they're wearing the colors, or they are agents you knew before. You're able to find one. He's a guy you knew from back when, and yeah, he's a tweaker, and so you start to ask him about where he's getting his stuff these days, but then also where your boss is at. And,
What's the scene Who's the person to look out for? They've been treating you good? Is it dangerous these days? Yeah.
Where can I join a pirate gang?
Where can I join a pirate gang, please?
One pirate.
One pirate gang, please.
So he initially doesn't volunteer any sort of information, but but after a while of prodding, he says that the territory you're on has actually changed hands recently. From it used to be Green Calypso territory, but now it's Section 49. Section 49 and Green Calypso, they are not big enough gangs to have much of a personality at all. They're running extortion rackets and being punk kids and spray painting things, which isn't even subversive on Tuple Station because it's not illegal. Because nothing's illegal.
So they're mad punks.
Yeah.
This is the lamest gang.
Yeah, they suck. They're terrible. But
Do they have the money to, like, are they serious enough for us?
They might know someone who is.
Okay,
You don't think that they could.
These are not the
yeah.
people we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're like, okay, so their higher ups might know somebody who knows somebody,
Alright.
and they might know what's going on with the gang. And he points you towards
These are not the tweakers.
these are not the he points you towards Riggs.
Who?
Just Riggs.
Riggs.
It's not who, it is a what.
Oh.
Riggs is a bar in like a pretty like rundown space. It's like away from all the actual shops and away from the bazaar. It's down actually closer to the docks, and so you figure it's kind of a dock workers bar. Like people who are hauling stuff off of buildings. Yeah, the docks.
That's where
you're going.
That's where I'm leaving.
I might not be lost this entire episode.
So
Roll to find your friends.
yeah.
Add timely insight.
So
Please.
And firm grip.
Please, can I? Sorry.
so he indicates that you
Got him.
that Riggs is the bar is located down on the flood docks. Each dock has a name. It's flood dock, fork dock.
Oh goodness.
Spoon dog.
No. What's the other one? The Vin dock, VIHN, and Dock 7. There are only 4 docks.
Okay, can you? You said flood dock.
God, I love Elliot. Oh my god.
7
And
dock.
Doc 7.
Dock 7.
Which there are
It's
4.
like how when you're in LA, you don't say you take 10. You say you take the 10, right? So it's like the 3 of them all have the same naming, but then Dock 7 you have to say it the other way around.
Flood 7 fork.
And Vin, VIHN.
That was really great.
So, so he says that Riggs is down. It's down by Flood Dock.
That's where we
Flood
go.
Dock is the oldest dock and is thereby the most rundown. And so you head down there.
Does Jimmy know what dock he's at?
Jimmy is over at Dock 7.
Okay.
Dock, yeah.
Can I just generally, how far from each other are these docks? Is this like opposite corners of the station?
No. They all have like nothing is uniform in Tuple Station, so
Sure,
they have
sure.
varied distances.
Okay.
But they're all within comfortable walking distance of each
Okay,
other.
cool.
It's not like you're, oh man, I gotta walk across town. Like it's not like that, right? Everything in Tuple Station is more or less in walking distance from each other because there's no transit. It's all walking.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway,
Inhale a duster.
inhale a
Trash company.
pedicab.
Like a rickshaw.
Yeah, rickshaw.
There we go.
Yeah. So as you're heading, you hear some crackling in your headset, and the voice of Cornelius comes over the airwaves, and you're getting close to Riggs. And what are you saying?
Marco?
Marco!
Marco?
Polo.
Oh, thank God.
Following a lead, Cornelius. Stay out of this.
Ooh. Where can I meet you when you're finished?
We're going to... Which dock are we going to?
You're going to Flood Dock.
We're going to Flood Dock. Bar called Riggs. Looking for shady folk.
Alright,
Fine, you can come. Just don't ruin the image, alright?
I'll just keep watch from outside.
No papoose.
While you're in there. No one will see me. I'll be in the papoose.
I
You get a
would,
little fold down flap. so
I
that
would
no one
rather
sees
have
you.
the juice darts close on hand when we
That's fair,
go
yeah.
to the bar full of criminals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not intimidating. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll stay outside.
Yeah. Jimmy, you said you were going to be leaving the docks.
Yes.
And so you're heading back up north. Not north. You're heading up.
I didn't really get much information, right?
You didn't get a ton. You could go for another run if you would like.
That's fine.
Okay. You did get this part part number doesn't really work in
Yes.
registries, which
Yes.
is interesting, but
It
not
is interesting.
actionable. Yeah. So anyway,
Weird.
It's
What do
weird.
I do now?
I don't know.
Hell.
So you guys head to Riggs. You get inside, and there's a tall, gangly, red-headed, pale man behind the bar, and he's wearing like close-cut overalls.
How tall is he?
Taller than you. He's like by like an inch, like not a ton, but
Jay
like
doesn't like that.
but he's like kind of got his hands on the bar and he's like talking to somebody across the way, and everyone in here looks like a cross between a dock worker and a biker, and like they're all like pretty grizzled. Just like everywhere else on Tuple Station, it's super packed. There's a staircase that goes down below grade in the back of the building, and people seem to be going up and down those stairs. And there seems to be a good bit of business going on, but the barkeep doesn't seem terribly active at all.
It's a good sign.
What do bikers do here?
Yeah. It's a good
I said they're a
sign.
cross between bikers and dock workers, and
Only
so.
aesthetically.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant there were
Yeah.
both of
Oh
those.
no,
types.
it's like
Got
it's
it.
whatever those two things put together. That's what they look like.
No, I understand.
They just
yeah.
wear leather and, are fabulous.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Lots of spiky things.
also pick up heavy things a lot. Yeah.
In their
They tap
black leather.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna assume that I can like change the channel and talk to just one.
Yep.
Just
Mhm.
one of my companions. So I'll just be outside once I get there, just keeping an eye out, seeing if anything goes weird, and just going, Jimmy, flood docks, Riggs bar,
Polo.
Jimmy.
You
flood
do actually
docks.
get into range. Like
Okay.
as you're wandering around up top, you get into range and you like go to your notification
The
channel,
mantra.
like the mantra channel, and you hear Cornelius just giving you coordinates over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
So whenever I get you,
I don't
fly
immediately tell
down.
you that I hear you. I just get closer.
Just get
Alrighty.
comforted by the sound
And then
of
when
my
I get a
voice.
little closer, I'm just like, "Oh, is that you? I see you now."
So you guys are inside. What are you doing?
I want to try to figure out who might be a little bit more of a kind of a miniature boss in the area. Who seems to be the guy in charge?
So
No one over 5 feet, please.
yeah, can't intimidate someone who's taller than me.
We're here to
Miniature.
negotiate, not
Miniature
intimidate.
boss.
So miniature boss has to be only Arkies. Anyway,
Wow, mini
so
boss.
you're
Arky mini
you're
boss.
surveying the rabble, and there seems to be like 2 or 3 main islands of people like all crowded together and talking. You notice in the front left one is a group of people all wearing the green Calypso colors, which unsurprisingly is green. Yeah, I wouldn't have figured, right?
That's
Um,
it's better than the other way.
yeah, that it is not green on purpose.
Yes.
And then on the far right, there's like Dock Union, people wearing the Dock Union colors, which is like just ridiculous because like no one here respects unions. And then in the back is some guys who at least one of them is like has Section 49 colors on his jacket, and he's real quiet.
How tall is he though?
He's like 5'2", so you can't talk to him.
That's approaching mini boss status.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he quiet?
Well, because there's a table of green Calypso guys over
Well,
there.
but like I'm wondering like what's the general vibe? Like is he like, oh god, I'm out of my depth, or is he like, I could take all of you single handedly?
No, he's got that look that guys get when they're afraid and they don't want to admit it. Where he's just like a solid line on his mouth. He's not talking to anybody, and it's like just kind of staring ahead. And there are people talking around him.
Are we still in territory that's controlled by his?
This is on the border, and that's part of why
that's
you're
why they're
seeing
both
both of
here,
them. But like,
yeah.
he's trying to like kind of make a judgment on how he wants to handle this, and he hasn't decided yet. So
So I think stopping at the bar, I kind of consult and say, well, the kid told us that that them's ones are the ones, but the way I figure, Green Calypso guys have a little more motivation to get their territory back. Looking to somebody that needs to buy weapons.
That's true.
I think they're going to be more motivated to find a loan. What do you think?
Yeah. Seems like both parties might have something to gain from you approaching them.
Bidding war. I love your thinking.
Sure.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, yes.
Yeah, that's
what you
definitely
were
what I was
thinking,
thinking. I mean, if you approached the Section 49 guy over there, he'd probably be interested as well, because he is the only Section 49 guy in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, there's a group of them versus one. Who do you think's going to be easier to approach and make a good impression on?
We'll start there.
So you're going for 49?
We'll
Section
start
49?
with Section 49
All right.
guy.
So you head over to his table, and there are several of his buddies all sitting around. They're just not wearing colors, and they're all chatting and talking to each other, but they all seem distracted with their own stuff. They all are like having a good time, and he's like pretty silent, and he's like kind of staring into his beer. How do you want to play this?
Yeah, I think I'll just stroll up to him. What time of day is it right now?
It's past noon.
We're in space.
Yeah.
Ain't no time.
There's a time cycle. There's a day cycle. I said last time.
The stars dim.
They
yeah.
dim
Yeah.
for no reason.
For no
course.
reason.
It's because
How could I
physics.
forget?
Because, yeah, well, I can think of one way.
The air just becomes sunglasses.
Well, the way I was thinking about it
During
was
the
that
nighttime.
the ether might actually do
Too
the thing that's
sciencey.
glowing, and then it
Oh.
just dims. And then
Okay.
it's Back up and it
Yeah.
dims. Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
That's not. Don't talk about it too much.
We've already gone too far.
We've gone too far.
How does magic work?
So yeah, I think we walk up. Samson's wearing this beat up coat, like it's some fine fur. Like this is just the nicest thing in the world. Just strolls by. Afternoon, gentlemen. Been advised. Y'all folk might be the ones to talk to for business.
What kind of business?
Kind of make some real money.
You don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to my boss.
Your boss wouldn't be over there, would he? I point to the Green Calypso folk.
No, my boss is not over with the Green Calypsos. Why would my boss be over
Oh.
with the Green Calypso?
Ooh.
Well, I just ask, because word I get on the street is the control of the area hadn't been all that figured out yet, so I wasn't quite sure who I should be talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's figured out.
Oh, it's figured out!
Yeah.
This is Nicolas Cage.
So you can... I hate you, Nathan! I'll never unsee it!
Oh.
Well, that is good news then.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it just?
Look like you could use a beer, my friend.
I have, and he stands up all at once, a beer! And he throws it over at the Green Calypsos and pegs one of them in the back of the head. It must have been quite a shot, because it shatters on his head, and the guy, falls forward onto the table. And the Green Calypsos all get up at once.
Jenny
gets up.
We should just back up and lean on the wall here.
Jenny gets up.
Okay, is she going to, what's your move here?
Jenny loves an underdog. I'm
Okay.
gonna help the guy who's all on his
Oh,
lonesome.
I was thinking we
Yeah.
should see who wins.
We're choosing a side. No, we're choosing a side.
Oh.
No, we're
okay.
throwing in. We
Yeah.
gotta go.
Okay.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what are his friends doing?
Yeah.
While he's talking to Samson
They're all-
and getting angry.
They're busting out laughing.
Oh.
Every single
So he-
one of them is just like splitting a gut.
So
at
he's
this.
just real mad, and everyone else is like
Yeah, it's like
laughing at him.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they're not. To our viewers at home, if you have friends like this, these people are not your friends.
Meanwhile, Jenny's
It's
just
like, here we go. All right. A bar fight. Well, between these guys, like a scuffle breaks out, and we're not gonna run it as combat. We're gonna run it as an event action because, of course we are. And so you're on the side of the underdog. That's going to be represented numerically by me giving a ridiculous mod to the group of people you're fighting.
Okay.
but Jenny has ridiculous mods,
Yeah.
so please go for it.
Go for it with them mods.
Yeah.
Fisties.
So what I'm going to do
Yeah.
is lean back on a pillar
It's like-
and chuckle, and you're like, oh wow, well look at that. Oh, that looked bad.
Oh no!
I'm gonna try to look too important to get into the
Yeah.
fight. You know,
Just,
like
kinda
look like
laughing
the
at
man
it.
here to do
Yeah.
business.
Okay, I rolled a 15, for my
15?
fists.
15 for your fists. Well, they rolled poorly. So, you, like, aren't even taking this terribly seriously. You're, like, your fists aren't turned on or anything, you just got, like, brass knuckles, like, essentially. And you're just, like, going to town on these guys, and they're throwing, and, like, you throw one over the bar, and the barkeep just kind of shifts, and the guy goes flying. Is there any particular flourish or thing you would want to do here? You've got pretty decent control going on.
Yeah, I mean, I do a couple, like, just like a little twirl. You
Oh,
know?
okay.
I throw this guy, do an extra 360 before I turn and punch
Yeah.
another guy.
Bots! And you hit another guy and he comes
Bang.
tumbling over a table. Meanwhile, the Section 49 guy is like, he's just picked up one guy and he's like hitting him in the face a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
But he ends up getting drug off by a couple of the other green Calypsos and like kind of thrown back to the back of the bar and then like down the stairs into the downstairs area, and you lose track of him and they all go charging after. Well, two of them go charging after him. The other 4 or 5 you have handily just dispatched.
Can I go after the two that are chasing him and, I don't know, maybe kick one down the stairs with them or something?
Yeah, you kick one of them down the stairs, and
I follow whistling.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you're whistling. So Jenny, you start to like head down the stairs, and before you reach the stairs, a woman with like black straight hair, like reaches up and like catches your hand. Like she's sitting and she like reaches up and catches your arm, and she like looks up at you without moving her head, and she says, "I hear you're looking for someone to do business with."
I give her a quick once over. What's my read?
You're
And I'm looking at, kind of clothing, but like way she's sitting, confidence, stature, any marks, gems,
Any indication of
is this like
affiliation?
Yeah.
affiliation and power status, confidence? Is this a boss? Is this a courier?
Yeah, so roll for that. If you want all that information, roll for that. Meanwhile, you guys hear a hubbub from within the bar and through comms.
I was just gonna
And-
go. I heard Jenny's battle roar, but it sounded gleeful.
It sounded
Do you need
gleeful.
help in there?
That usually means things are really bad.
For someone.
Hi there, buddy.
I don't know what all that
You want to
added
come
to that. I'm gonna call it 5.
No?
I think.
Oh, I thought he did.
But we've met up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're just like talking about.
I was going to tell you about the
You're
serial
bad
number
rolling.
thing.
It's
Okay.
really hard for me.
'Cause you might-
I'm not-
Do you want to roll
Yeah,
for the
that's
serial
it. Oh,
number?
yeah,
like,
so-
like for what happened on that machine?
Why don't you tell me?
Yeah.
I guess we could resolve that check that you just rolled.
We can do you guys first.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're gonna, like, Jimmy, yeah, what do you tell Cornelius?
I am just going to
Need to
describe the rest of it's not too interesting. So I
'Cause
will,
you s-
at the end
You
of the
had
end,
the
I'll,
guy search it,
yes.
and it brought up some.
Yeah, so I'm going to describe the different parts that came up, and then
Sure.
the sink, the
Mhm.
kitchen sink, or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
that happened. And
All right. So I'll just hear all that and kind of try.
I said,
and...
"What happened to you?
Never go
Somebody
in.
offered me a job, boss."
Do you want to come here?
Did you take it?
I said I would. They should call me later.
Well, yeah, congratulations, I suppose. How strange.
Wow, he doesn't even try to keep me. This is horrible. Jimmy is defeated forever.
0
Zero.
on the dice,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna put all my brain stuff in there.
Yeah.
So 2, 5, 6, 7, 12.
Timely insight full, right?
Yeah.
Good, because this is obscure knowledge.
Yes.
So 12. So you hear this happen, or you hear this description of like how the computer acted, and it seems odd to you because it deviates from just looking up a part. It actually changed the behavior of the computer in some way. Like this is not how looking up a
This
part
is like
usually works.
inputting a command.
Yeah, like somehow this has
Rather
been
than-
like for the programmers out there, someone didn't clean their inputs. Or sanitize their inputs. Anyway, so
Always got a vacuum,
yeah,
You really need to do that.
it's not.
For the biologists
Yeah.
out there, those two are different things.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine. So you hear this and it's interesting to you. You don't know what it has done besides that it has changed the way that the machine reads data. Like it's reading from a database and it has pulled instead from multiple databases and kind of stuck it all together. And that's very odd. But you don't get a ton of information on it except that it does tip you off that maybe this this part number was not designed to just function as a part number. It's doing something else.
Okay.
Yeah, it's affecting the system that is input into.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a cult virus.
Cult virus.
So why don't we just keep these serial numbers and use them for a totally different thing? Down the road, we want to destroy a computer.
Keep those numbers in mind. They
The
seem
end
to
of
be more
Independence Day.
important than we had thought. I don't know how. Really though, is everything all right?
Okay, so cutting back to you guys, what did you roll for your
+3?
+3
Yeah.
total?
Dice are not kind.
All right, cool. So Jenny, do you respond on comms or?
I mean, my response was, wee!
Woohoo! Do you respond on comms at all?
Well, you're talking to a...
I think I'm engaged with this person, so
Yeah.
I can't really. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get a ton off of like the once over of her. You can tell that she is pretty comfortable in this space. She looks like she belongs. She's not standing out in a terrible way. She's not wearing any gang colors. She's not particularly large. She's just kind of a small stature, but otherwise, she looks fairly tan. It's nice.
It's nice.
all you
huh?
get, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
All
That's all
right.
you get. Like, it's
Wow. Oh, great.
Standing out in the starry sky
Yeah.
for too long.
Fantastic. So I think in that case I reply, yes, and as long as the business I was interested in was, perfectly sanctioned graffiti, I think I've come to the right place. Bit of a yawn.
Well, if you're looking for something perhaps a bit more potent, please do come to me. Would you like to have a seat?
Sit down.
All right. So you sit down across from her, and she like waves over, and the bartender brings over a couple of more drinks, puts one in front of you. It's just kind of a standard beer, but she doesn't ask you what. It's standard issue beer.
One beverage, please.
Yes.
Thank you, barkeep.
Y'all ever try that,
yeah.
by the way? Like in
Yes.
every cool movie ever, and they're just like, beer, whiskey, or they don't even say anything. They're just like, I want a drink. That will never get you any drink
Nope.
in any bar.
Bartenders have no patience for that.
They'll be like, what do you
Um,
want?
yeah.
Tell me, I'm not picking something. Okay,
Might not be
sorry.
Yeah, I guess
To
you're right.
just-
Ha.
Unspecified order?
PSA from Fools and
Sit down.
Purposes.
Sit down. There you go. Good boy. All right.
Oh,
So
he's so
no,
cute.
Ollie.
Dad, I want your face.
He wants-
You'll pay more attention to me up
No.
here.
All right. So he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's the best
So,
boy.
So she takes prosts. She what's the word I'm looking for?
Toast?
Toasts. That's the one.
Prost.
Prost is the German one. Anyway, she toasts with her beer and she drinks some and she puts it down. Well, what kind of business are you looking into?
Looking for a buyer. Loaded enough.
Oh, you've come to the right place. I'm Fence. What can I do for you?
Is that a name or a job?
Both.
Ah, how
Has other
creative.
people said that since we've been here?
Have they?
I feel like that has happened.
It just reminds me of, who are you and how did you get in here? Well, I'm a locksmith and I'm a locksmith.
Yep. No, it's great. And so, well, anyone worth their salt in their job typically has some kind of specialization. What do you do? Art, guns, houses, cars.
Well, it's Tuple Station. No one is selling cars and no one is buying art. So anything the gangs want, really.
Doesn't seem to me the gangs would have the kind of money to the resources to move the kind of product I move.
So you have something worthwhile?
Comes and goes.
Well, I may have someone who may be interested, but he is, how do you say it? He is not currently available to buy. You may need to help him with that.
Jax?
Jax, did you get thrown in prison?
My lady fence. It is not particularly confidence inspiring when one has to rescue the buyer.
Oh, it's this buyer, I think is okay.
Am I still in the basement?
So you can be wherever you'd like.
Well,
you
I
want to
chased
be
down
walloping
after
these guys? Yeah.
The guy I was trying to save from getting his neck broken.
Yeah, yeah.
What's going on down there?
So down there is, well, it looks like what is typically a like kind of underground fighting ring.
Oh.
But nothing's going on in it right now.
Oh.
And so there's just like people. I mean,
I'm
now there
going
is.
on
but,
in
Something
like-
is about to be.
Something's about to be.
So there's a whole bunch like
You
there's
found
a whole
a
bunch of
stage.
people kind of walking around and drinking and sitting in the seats that are usually used to watch the fight, but there's no fight going on. And so you're kind of like messing with these two guys, and they seem to be kind of done dealing with you and just want to deal with what's his face.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. So would you like to what do you want to do to these guys?
I just want to finish them
Yeah.
off and talk to the section 40 whatever guy.
49.
Yeah.
So
I
what do you
need-
mean
I
by finish them off? Do you mean knock them out?
Knock
do you
'em
mean get them to give up?
Knock
Do you
'em
mean- Okay.
I've
Alright.
been in enough bar fights. We
Alright.
Lay 'em out.
non-lethal.
All right. So they're going to try to resist
It's not really
as
my
per
forte.
usual.
As people do in these situations.
Yeah.
I got another 15.
All right. They did all right. So they were able to. So you like kind of come in swinging, and you land a few more solid hits, and they realize that they're not getting away without dealing with you, right? You end up between them and Section 49 guy, and they don't seem to like their odds. So one of them pushes the other one into you and uses the chance to split.
Okay.
And so he runs away, and this guy, the first guy, you just clothesline him as he comes in, and he goes down pretty hard.
I love that
So,
for me.
Yeah, so now you've got Section 49 guy, and he's got a bloody nose, and he's not doing too hot, but he's glad that you helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on up there, but my job is to have your back, so I need to get back up there. So I'm just gonna say to him, all right, who/where is your boss?
You want Nari Santos. But she's gone into hiding with all the stuff with the green calypsos. So I don't know if you're gonna find her.
Can you help us find her? We're just trying to like do business, you know.
He's like plugging up, like there's a whole bunch of blood, and he's like tilting his head back.
I know it. Yeah.
No, I really, I don't. I'm like a third lieutenant. Like I have no idea where she's at. They're not telling me that. She's in some safe house.
So I just probably saved your life for absolutely nothing, is what you're telling me?
I'm telling you everything I know. You saved my life for me to tell you everything I know, and this is it.
Last time I ever do a favor for a stranger, and I'm
Well,
gonna leave.
all right. Wait. He like digs in his pocket and he pulls out a small card and he hands it to you. And he's like, "Hey, if
With a bloody thumbprint on it.
yes, now it's got a bloody thumbprint on it. And he says, if Section 49 can do anything for you, just use the comms number there."
Alright, thanks, man.
All right.
All right, let's go get one from the green calypsos.
I probably have poked my head in at this point.
All right.
Because I heard nothing on the comms when
From-
I asked if
from
they,
like
if
an
they
AT.
needed
Oh,
help.
yeah. It's like-
As I'm going back up
Yeah.
the stairs, I go, "We're clear, boss."
By this time, you are. Yeah, you can choose to go in. You're right there, Jimmy. It's up to you. But like,
I'm following him.
yeah.
Alright, so I'll just head in
Yeah.
and not make eye contact.
Okay.
And look around and see what's happening.
So it is more or less what I described.
Jimmy
You-
goes to the bar.
Yeah. Jimmy goes to the bar, and the big ol' like tall man is, "Oi, what you buying?"
I'm gonna take a beer and a shot of whiskey.
All right, and he like reaches under and he puts it on the table. I'll be 5.
Do I have 5?
You have 4.
And I look at my boss.
How many do I have?
You also have 4.
You know what?
He owes me.
Maybe 2 beers.
He like takes it all together.
I toss
He,
the
like,
whiskey and the beer and
takes another beer and hands it to you.
I Drost.
Drost. You notice, unlike your compatriots, that there are actually a good number of Arkies in the bar.
Ah.
Those dang racists that you run with. They didn't even notice.
Ah.
Yeah.
Why would they?
Yeah, I don't know, but there are. There are a couple of Arkies.
I resume my position as bodyguard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like encroach or intrude upon their conversation because that would be deeply unprofessional.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know,
Is this what it's like all the time? This is great.
Can we do this?
You tried being professional before?
yeah. I'm just up against the wall, you know, doing the thing where you like push up your
Having your own
biceps
fun.
and making it clear that
With
nobody
him.
should mess
Yeah.
with him. Yeah.
So,
Are there any Arkies in green clothing?
no.
Or would there be like
Oh yeah,
There
how many,
are Arkies that were completely missed,
the
but there
green
are
Calypso
Calypso
Arkies?
Yeah, how many
the
green
Section
Calypso
49 Arkies.
It seems unlikely, but are there any, speaking of Arkies, ones that look like the family that controls this station?
Oh no.
Yeah, I,
No,
I figured we're in
they're-
a stupid little dive bar.
Yeah,
so there's no way.
they live in the Half-Spire district,
Yeah, okay.
and they don't come out because
Mhm,
you know
Yeah.
being rich on a poor station is a great way to get killed. Yeah.
Did they have a Earth animal species associated
That's
with them?
associated with
Yeah, amongst the Arky population.
them. They are mostly raccoons
Okay.
because they're scrappers, right? Like they were
Fantastic.
scrappers to
Yeah,
begin with.
scavengers. I love it.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
her. We'll think about it. I don't even look at Jenny, but I like the we is obvious. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I know she's back type of thing. I said, you know, we'll consider it, but the price starts high, and having to go and rescue the buyer just drives it up. Thing I can offer, turnabout any fight on the station or anywhere else. So it seems to me, if you're already that mixed up, I've got at least 3 different groups I can talk to. It sounds like a bidding to me.
this man can outbid any of them very easily.
Well, that is what I like to hear.
And what you forget to mention is that if you free a man from prison, he essentially has to buy anything you sell him.
is that in a rule book somewhere?
it's
It's the
the
prison
crooks,
code.
It's the crooks' rule
prison
book.
The pirate code.
There's the bar of soap, and then there's this.
I give you something for free. The rest will cost finder's fee. The buyer is Longtooth O'Toole.
Tooth O'Toole.
How long are
Can
his
you
teeth?
Very. Longtooth O'Toole, as you may be aware.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark!
As you may be aware, is the pirate captain of the 8th Street Brigadiers. He runs a half the common plane. And please do make your decision quickly, because Tuple Station just recently came under the control of the Red Sea Raiders.
I am going to walk up and ask if Samson has any drinking money.
Wow.
I got a -2 tweaker to this.
Yeah.
God.
Hey Samson, you got any drinking money? I'm
Real
all
names! Real names, ladies and gentlemen! Real names!
Straight Tucker, I think, is on here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Okay.
Your
And
man-
-1 sensitive.
Call you. What's your fake name?
Penny.
Okay.
It's a penny.
Genius.
No one knows my
Okay.
real name, so I'm all
Well,
set.
in that case, 1, 6, 7, 8.
Now I'm just waiting for the episode where it's revealed that Cornelius isn't your real
10.
name either. Like it's
That's how I get them.
13 and yeah, so this is That's just a 12 as soon as it comes up over here in the middle of a conversation. Very rude stranger, pistol to the face. Penny, would you remove him? We're doing business.
I gently remove him.
You feel Jenny's enormous hands on your shoulders.
They just look very confused.
Are we using our made-up names now?
Yeah. Oh.
I shuffle you back to the bar and say, "Don't interrupt."
We're doing a thing.
Would you have anything?
Do I have drinking money?
You have $4.
I have $4 of tweaker drinking money. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want a drink?
No, I'm on a job.
We're always on the job.
But I'm like pretending to actually have a job that I'm doing.
Okay, fine.
I give
Two
him
beers.
$4. Yeah.
Love
And I give the other one to you.
Jimmy, get over here.
I'm already over here. This is where I was ushered.
So, for me to know the rough kind of value we're talking, what did we come up with before, and then you messaged us? It was actually like a lot, like an order of magnitude more than that.
Let me see if I
I
can.
recall 6,000 being the figure.
Being the first figure,
The second.
Second figure, 6,000 a piece.
a piece.
Because you said 1,000 initially.
A piece.
We were like, that's
Yeah.
not very many burritos.
Yeah, and that's what.
Right.
That's
we had
what,
a burrito-based discussion about how much that was.
It's funny, I actually had a burrito now.
And
so.
that's what 1E could get us, not what they would be worth off.
True.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can look this up real quick. I did the math.
The word actually might be.
Yeah. Could sell each seed to 1E for 6.5K. Making that 36K for the lot. Ish, right? They would be a little bit more than that. But anyway.
Okay. 36K to 1E.
Yeah.
And then we're looking for. Okay.
Someone who actually knows what to do with it.
Yeah.
And we have less of them now.
By one.
We have
Yeah.
these-
I want to meet
Sure.
Longtooth and see how long his teeth are.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Very.
So that's the free bid, huh? Giving
That's
me
the
a name.
free bid. Yes. I'll give you also that he is on the station.
My. Excellent.
It is my business to fence wares. If I tell you where the buyer is, then I make the money.
We don't have any money. We have
It's
no-
okay. It's okay.
You're watching it being
We
drank
bartered.
by Cornelius and Jimmy in the corner.
Yeah, it's and tell me just what kind of a price do you normally talk about for such a finder's fee?
This finder's
Lay the
fee.
charm on a little bit, just kind of kick back in the chair.
The finder's fee is usually a percentage of the wares. So what price are you expecting?
I think it's
Double it.
I can do I think I think a solid 5% would put you on vacation for a nice long while.
With the attires of you and your friends, I don't know that we have the same definitions for these words. I would need a number.
She's only seen one friend. It's like she totally doesn't believe he's my friend.
So if we're doubling
Yeah.
it, that'd come out to what, like 70 to 80,000 total?
72,000 for everything.
Yep, which we totally still have, roughly.
Yeah.
So so instead of 5, I could offer her 10% of that.
No.
Offer her 5% of that. She just wants to know what the
She
number
just wants a
is.
Yeah,
number.
just give her a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
like 3,500,
Yeah, 3,500, 4,000.
4,000.
She wants to know the total haul, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wants to know the price of the wares, not the
She
amount
doesn't-
that you're going to give her.
She's
in
going to
finder's
claim
fee.
her percentage.
Yeah, she's going to do the
Hmm.
math for you.
Nah, that's not how we're doing this.
Well, like,
That's how they do it.
talk to her.
Yeah. Lady, you can ask for a percentage. I can tell you a price I'd be willing to pay you. As far as the goods, the amount, the goods, their value, that's a bidder's privilege.
All right, go ahead and roll for it.
I'm happy to give you a.
I like that.
Can my extreme professionalism add to his
Yeah.
roll?
Sure, yeah.
It does make me look more like a real thing.
So that
That's
was
the
a-
point. That was a 5,
That was a
right?
+5, yeah.
Okay.
-2 tweaker.
I'm gonna take the same ones I did before.
Yeah.
Imposing, handsome rogue, talk smooth, negotiate. That comes in. Okay, so 11.
Does my
fine.
paralytic dart help? No?
You want to give it a shot?
Summon truth serum.
I haven't made that one yet, no.
18.
18.
Yeah.
I will give you one chance. You give me the finder's fee amount, and if I do not like, then you tell me the whole price.
If you don't like the finder's fee, I tell you the price of the goods.
That is correct.
Given that the price of the goods is going to be driven by the auction, you might be best bargainer on that percentage I asked for.
This
But,
conversation is over.
I am
You know my
happy
terms.
Just tell her.
I'm happy to give you 6,000. But only because of that lovely tan.
Give me my dice.
He's putting the bad juju on him.
6.5.
6 1/4.
6.5. I love that you're quibbling over $250
Yeah,
that you
I mean,
don't
it's
have.
how you, that you don't have.
Yes.
Yeah. 6.5, depending on the quality of information.
The information is good. Bring me back 6.5 and you'll have your tip.
We can't pay up front. We haven't gotten paid for it yet.
Can Jenny please say that?
A bird flies through the bar and says, "We can't do that." Like, how is this supposed to work? We don't, you know.
I mean, you guys are portraying yourselves as a people of means. She's assuming you have 6.5 on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the problem.
and she doesn't want you walking away and then not coming back to her with her money. She's not going on this bus
Okay,
with you.
well, then she's useless to us because there's no possible way we're going to get $6,000 for her.
Tell her that
Yeah.
you're a little short right now because we're off world. By a little short, I mean you probably only have $4 in your pocket,
Yeah.
so we're
Yeah.
a lot of short.
It'd be something real interesting would have happened in the backstories if I
You're like-
happen to have 6,000 while y'all had 4.
By 6,000, you
Secretly
mean
the baddie.
$6.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think of that chuckle. Even with Penny around, you think I walk around with money like that on a station like this?
I
The goods are
assume-
gone, the money is gone, it's all hidden and sequestered.
Well, you should go retrieve it. Or perhaps I can go with you.
Go with us where?
To
To wherever
Longtooth?
your money is.
It's with Longtooth.
Precisely, yeah. No, the money for this job is with Longtooth.
Well, you best get to looking then.
Stand up. Look at Penny and shrug. Beat it up. Okay.
No.
You gonna come over and talk to me now?
And walk out of the bar.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we go try and figure out where this guy is ourselves.
Yeah.
And then save $6,000.
We could ask a certain soothsayer.
Yes, that's the first thing I want to do is spend more time
Are
with
you
that
gonna
woman.
tell Jimmy anything?
Yes! Alright, so we're all outside the bar,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy is sad,
just sort
but
of
yes.
cooling off after some struggles.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what just happened in there, but I'll just start from the beginning, and I'll tell them all about the fortune teller
Yeah.
who pursued me through the streets, spouting secrets she could not know. I sleep darted her, she ran away, and by the time she collapsed, she was in a basement.
I'm gonna grab his arm and go, "Did she say my name?"
I don't believe so, no.
Oh.
She said some cryptic nonsense, and then very specific
nonsense.
Anything about a mechanic?
I don't believe so.
Some cryptic nonsense, and this
She
is
didn't know
very
anything.
specific nonsense.
She knew that we were here and had goods defense, and that we would. She said we would run into an old friend, but a associate, and they wouldn't look the way that they normally looked before. And she knew a bunch of things, and the only person who knows them that I know of is Jax.
So you finally got a sleep dart into Jax, who was in drag.
And then you let her get away.
Can Jax shapeshift too? Like what?
Cornelius. Come on, how vague was she? Huh? Did she say any of these things she couldn't know? Did they just infer things and maybe you fill them in a bit? I mean...
She said that we had... What did she say? She said some very specific
Yeah, she did.
things.
You had 5 treasures,
Yeah.
each a different color.
Five
It's like-
treasures,
Which
each a
isn't
different
entirely
color.
true, but
Yeah.
Now it is.
that's true.
Yeah.
Trust me, I am among the greatest skeptic on this station.
Oldest trick in the book, you know.
And I walked away for enough time for her to get desperate and start saying very specific things that put me on edge and made me worry.
Well, I mean, if we see her again, you know, we can shoot her. So I found
Well-
us a buyer. And,
Have you? Where are they? Like, specifically.
look. Look. We got a name, and what did it cost us? Huh, Penny? Nothing. Nothing. That name cost nothing.
It cost me 15 minutes of my day.
You were excellent, by
And
the way.
$4.
So I heard the tail end. It seems
Yeah. Here's what happened. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
right. So
Thank you.
the buyer is in prison.
Well,
Confinement of some sort. I mean, we could.
probably more kidnapped than...
We could try to find a
Somewhere
prison.
on the station.
Have I heard of Long Tooth O'Toole before?
All of you might have needed a little bit of jarring of your memory on like who exactly it is, but you know the 8th Street Brigadiers. They're like this one of the largest pirate outfits in the cluster. But like basically, yeah, Longtooth. The moment someone says he's the leader of 8th Street Brigadiers, you're like, oh, that is enough information for me to intuit who this man is. Like, yeah.
I wonder why he's in prison.
Who cares?
It's a joke. It's because he's a pirate.
Yeah.
So 8th Street Brigadiers are a bunch of pirates.
Yeah. A big bunch of
And
pirates.
he is not affiliated with them, or is he affiliated with
He
them?
is their captain.
Okay, and then
their
the other
pirate king. Yeah.
team of pirates, the Red
Sea Raiders.
Sea Raiders.
Yeah.
Just to control the station.
They took control of the territory around the station.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I
I
mean,
missed
yeah,
that.
to them that includes the station.
So
When did we
that's
learn
probably why he's in prison.
Yeah.
And so it seems likely that they were the ones who kidnapped him because it's a rival pirate gang. Is that the understanding?
That is up to the players to intuit.
Okay, but
I
but
will
like those
not
two
comment
gangs
on
don't
it.
get along.
They do
player-
not.
the
No,
player has
historically they do.
intuited it.
They do not. They do not get along. No.
Well, I've beaten up a bunch of these little wannabe punk gangs, the
Little
Green
shits.
Cloak people and the Section 49 people,
Did they cry?
but it sounds like
Every one of them.
we know who the big dogs are, and it's this guy. And that lady said that he is our best shot at getting a buyer who's actually going to be able to afford what we're selling. We could go check out that basement. It could be part of the same thing.
Yes, a man with the infinity snake symbol upon his clothing followed her down there, and I followed him. And they seemed to disappear and be
Where
up to
did
some...
they go?
Into the basement.
And you didn't go to the basement?
I went into the basement.
The
They'd
symbol
gone
like that
through
was
an...
on the thing. On the...
The
Oh.
thing, the thing
Related.
on the pods is a circle.
We need to
and
take
his
some
was a finger.
communication
related.
classes
This is
as
the
a team.
not vac enforcement, but the Ouroboros company
Yeah.
symbol.
Just the Ouroboros. It is a mononym. It's like it has no other word associated with it. Just
I'm
the
just trying to be more
Ouroboros.
specific.
It's a non-profit.
It's
basement. It's a lead. We know where it is. We don't know where the pirate guy
Yes.
is.
My other question about our path forward is: would you rather try and find 6,500 credits to give to your fence, or would you rather try to find this pirate ourselves?
No, we keep getting free information. That's how this works. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any idea how to get 6,500 credits? No, sorry, the other way around. Do you have any idea where to find the man?
Cornelius fell out.
Put me back in the papoose. That's when I do my best thinking.
We just did a bunch of asking around the seedy underbelly. It seems like the sort of place that would also know where people go when they get locked up.
You could ask around more.
Yeah, we can now. I mean, now we have a new name to throw around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's not split the party though.
As we
because
walk
that was a pain in
towards
butt.
the
good
basement
scene.
door, the cellar door, Jimmy will say, "I wonder how long his teeth are."
We're all
Gotta be at least
wondering,
6
too.
inches.
Like, if we are going to the cellar.
So well,
Does everyone want to go?
well,
I'm not
Corn,
calling anyone long tooth if their teeth are under 5 inches long. It's just average teeth.
if a fence
That's
of
disgusting.
apparently that kind of repute's willing to sell the knowledge, then ain't none of these street kids gonna have it. We're gonna need to find someone more serious if we're gonna stumble into it. I don't suppose your basement's the worst place to start, though I don't know if we want to run into them if we're just looking for a buyer. But
There is a person on this station who knows what we have, at least in its description, and I know nothing about her,
yeah, you really should have shot
and
her.
it bothers me. Well, I
We did.
I'm just not quite as lethal as you are.
All right, let's go shoot her again.
You ever
So-
thought about putting poison in there? You know, like juice, but worse.
I have, yes.
You should do that.
Every day.
It's like thinking about us.
I'm just like, he can stick with the juice. I'm fine with that.
Let's go basement.
Let's go basement.
Basement.
Let go basement. All right, so you guys head off to where
Alf.
to where Cornelius was at the basement. And it takes a little bit of work to find again because like of all of the mazeness of this place.
But I'm very smart.
You are very smart. I didn't say you didn't find it. Like you do find it. Like
I want to find it fast.
so you're able to find it quickly.
Yes.
And you don't even have to roll.
And you come up to the, like, you kind of cut through a whole bunch of alleyways, and there's, like, people everywhere, big crush of people. Cornelius, and only Cornelius, roll a perception check.
Ingenious, timely insight.
Mm-hmm.
Encyclopedic knowledge, scientific prodigy, probably not.
No encyclopedic knowledge, no scientific prodigy.
Okay.
Can I add built like a tank if he's like on my shoulders or
Oh, look,
something?
it's a 0.
No.
That was the most creative attempt.
8.
8. So, as you're walking to the basement, you notice that the vibe has shifted. Just the people in the area, they just seem to be, like, everything's quieter. This is the height of the day. It should be at its loudest point.
Mm-hmm.
People are quieter, a little more subdued. And there's, like, less foot traffic. You guys can actually walk, like, comfortably, which is not normal. Usually, like, following single file to hide your numbers, but...
Are there any meat bags or entrails or anything?
No meat bags, no entrails.
I'll just sort of
The vibe has changed.
Yeah.
reach up from the papoose and tug on Samson's shirt sleeve.
Hey!
Wow.
One bottle!
What have you two done?
No,
You've made a mockery of the sport.
I'll just tug on you and say, Samson, I noticed a strange change in the vibe. Do you think you could pick a likely simpleton and speak to them?
Perform a vibe check?
Yeah.
Just see what's happened.
Connie, if this is the place that had you scared that bad, I got some bad news for the kinds of things you're likely to find running around looking for buyers. Man, this is not that bad.
Just do it.
I just want to see if something's happened in this area because it's the tone has shifted. Things have changed.
Yeah, I'll accost someone.
Just speak to them.
11, that's a straight 0.
So nothing. But you accost someone on the street. You walk up to them.
What's your vibe, man?
Tell me your vibe.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say? Yeah.
Just pull your gun. Vibe check. You got 5
Vibe
seconds
now.
5 It's like, what does that mean? What do you want me to do? I'll just, I said.
I know you're hiding it in your shoe.
Yeah, I roll with it. I was giving him crap anyway, so I'll just walk up to someone and be like, "Hey, kid, what kind of business goes on around here?"
He like looks up at you and like looks around at the party. What are you talking about exactly?
I don't really know.
I mean, I guess.
Kind of up to the listener, interpretation.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy's gonna use straight talk.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no.
Has anything changed here
Whoa.
in the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour?
Oh, that's I mean, I guess.
It's a simple question.
Yeah, it is. It's just a very odd one.
Well, our friend here he's a little disoriented. Has anything changed?
I mean, I guess those which ones were they?
I would say my boss here. I wouldn't say friend.
Yeah.
'Cause it's straight talk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see. Well, those Jiaxing mercantile guys came by a few minutes ago.
Did they leave?
I mean, did you see them?
I'm asking you, but
What
I
did
don't
they
see
do?
him.
They didn't do anything. They just seemed in a hurry. You just don't usually see that much armor around here.
It just seemed like there was a problem.
Who are they?
I mean, it kind of make us uncomfortable.
Check the notes.
So Jiaxing mercantile. Yeah, I don't know if you've encountered them yet. They are. People know about them. You would know about them. They are they used to be a mercantile shipping company, and now are highly militarized.
We definitely ran into this before. When did we run into them?
Yeah,
Were these on the
it
planet?
came up. I don't remember.
They were not on the planet.
Okay.
I didn't write it down because I wouldn't have. I don't remember trying to figure out how to spell it.
I definitely tried to figure out how to spell it multiple times.
To put all your minds at ease, I did not intend for you to be drawing on background knowledge when I mentioned them just now. So
Okay.
don't worry too much about it. But anyway.
This is gonna bother me.
Do you know which way they went?
I mean, they went south.
Perfect. What's your name?
Who's asking?
So weird.
I was just wanted to say
Get out
thank
of
you.
here. And he just leaves.
Get out of here.
He just bounces.
That's a man.
It's like a young boy.
Oh, I thought I didn't.
No, it's not a man. It's I mean, it's like a teenager, right?
Oh, in the future, if I
Have a good day,
if
Sonny.
I need a vibe check, I will do it myself.
You got a lot of information from
Let's
that.
continue.
I just look at Jimmy like he's the one that made Cornelius uncomfortable. Like, Jimmy,
Dude, what's the deal?
Jimmy, come on, man. He's a kid.
Jiaxing, he did us a favor.
Like I wouldn't have shot that kid.
So
if it
some
helped me.
feds came through, some armored, done-up military guys.
Thugs.
Got everybody on edge.
Yeah.
Would they have been coming to or from the direction of this basement that we're?
It's perpendicular. There's a north-south corridor,
Let's carry on and keep on our guard.
and then there's an alleyway that's east-west. For those of you at home wondering how there's north-south and east-west on a station that isn't round,
Stop asking questions like that. How dare
no,
you?
I actually have a reason.
Oh.
When the Arkies,
Don't tell us it'll stop working.
No, it'll keep working.
Nathan was probably wondering.
the Arkies, when they started building the extensions to the station, they needed a way to orient themselves, and they just noticed that the antenna in the middle of it, because it's a comm systems, has like a little antenna that bends out,
Yep.
and that became north.
It's the
And now
North
everything's
Star.
oriented that way.
Did you think of this before right now?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
When
awesome.
you said pole, I thought you were going to say that the pole is the North Pole, and it's in the center, so north is just toward,
north is
toward the middle.
toward the center.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So it's a
I wish I
spoke.
had thought about that.
And
but it's
every
not
other
the right
direction is south.
South. It is the least helpful direction.
It actually it's spoken wheel.
In every other direction.
Yep.
That's very
You can go
like,
east
Discworld.
or west, but
Yeah,
only on the ellipse
That's just
that you
counter.
are on.
Yeah, it's counterclockwise and
Yeah,
counterclockwise.
the Hubbard
Yeah.
and Wittershins.
Yeah, very terrible.
Well, we're keeping the compass rose, but I do like that.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah.
we
That's
continue toward the
hilarious.
basement.
Yes. So you reach the alleyway where the stairs go down at the basement. I'm gonna say that I stopped narrating when you reach the mouth of that alleyway because you should approach however you would like.
All right, let's keep quiet and approach stealthily.
Ooh, can't wait to roll for that.
Perhaps
I don't have
perhaps
any.
we should send a scout.
I think kind of the point of this is that we're not sending somebody in.
Alone?
No backup, yeah.
Yes. But perhaps we should just take a look before the
Yeah.
Loud Masters General come down.
Loud
Yeah.
master.
So,
I'm holding a sawed-off shotgun in one hand. Like,
Just like holding a
My-
cowbell
myself-
with a mallet. You're like, what?
myself and Samson will creep down and just see if
All
we can
right,
get
all
away.
right. Give me a roll for that.
6. Ooh. 8, 9, 10, 10.
10.
10.
Solid 3.
Solid
Using
3.
that new, what you call it? Now you see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you slip down pretty easily, and you're able to keep quiet, like extremely easily, because there are people walking up and down the alleyway. And you're not trying to hide from them, and so they're like just creating a whole bunch
Just
of
like,
noise for you.
we're doing like slum rat, we're
Yeah,
sliding in and out of the crowd.
Kind of like just
Yeah.
like you have a harder time. You make a bit of noise as you go down. And you slip on the metal. At one point, it had been like worn slick.
You're
all
bumping
the
off
grippings,
people's
so
knees,
yeah,
you
and, like,
know.
and so people are noticing and stuff. But you both reach the staircase and look down, and like I said, there's the staircase, and then there's the door, and there's a foyer, and there's another door.
And it's still open?
Door 1 is closed now.
Okay.
And you see this, and you haven't generated any meaningful noise as far as you know, but then you hear
Terribly
old-
sorry.
yeah.
I'm so-
good old
You hear
Cornelius.
terribly sorry.
I do apologize.
And he,
My
like,
propriety got the better of me.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you're just looking down at this door.
he's like, stop talking.
Well,
So-
that's the door.
Any openings in the, comically large keyholes, like cartoon
Nothing,
large
no, nothing
keyholes?
like that.
Okay.
It's just another handle. Like it's like
Lock-picking
it's,
mini game.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, before we lockpick, I'll back to the wall and just...
So you go down the stairs.
Yes.
All right, so you go downstairs and back to the wall, and and the door, the handle opens. So
Let it slowly swing open.
all right, so it swings in, and yeah,
It's like
it's
a swing.
it's just dark in there. There's a whole bunch of offal.
I'm pretty sure we're also pronouncing it wrong, but so at this point, you've just
Awful.
created a new
Yeah.
word.
Oh, is it really called awful?
Awful is
That's
how I have heard it.
Yeah.
hilarious.
How do you
Yeah.
spell
It's just
that?
awful.
O-F-F-A-L.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it
Awful.
was awful
Yeah.
or awful.
Awful.
Yeah. but
So
awful,
you
okay.
genuinely just created a new word,
Yeah.
and everything is valid.
That
It's full of
is
it's full of offal.
For those of you at home,
how a cultural
offal is just
anthropologist would take it.
another word for trash.
Yeah.
Offal.
Awful equal detritus.
Yeah.
Awful detritus.
Awful to try.
And awful is something horrible that we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so no sounds, no
Nothing. No.
activity.
Nothing's going on.
Isn't there an animal that's named like horrible something? Isn't that
Chunka
bears?
chunka chunka.
Oh, the horrible
chunka.
bear?
Yeah,
Can I
horrible,
will-
horrible bear. Yeah.
I will attempt stealth, and we'll see how the roll
Arctus
goes.
horribilis or
I'm
something.
curious.
Yeah.
Oh, I could probably. Do you think I could add Scrappy Street Kid, like breaking into places?
Yeah.
Are you trying to break into something, or are you
No,
coming down
no.
quietly?
But like doing
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can take crappy street kid.
Yeah.
Any sort of armor you have is working as negative against you.
Oh well, never mind then.
Yeah.
I would
you-
like to say that my son of a gun should help me, and my insensitive does not.
I would say that's a good good self
So
monitoring.
I got a
Oh, Lord.
-7.
So you just
Blue
like
collar?
no, not at all. This
Combat
could not be
training?
less of a blue collar thing.
Combat training?
No,
Okay.
no. Like combat training is
You
For
did
combat.
shock and awe combat training.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I
Not
have to
special
subtract?
ops.
I'm subtracting my armor. Do I have to subtract my shield?
no,
Okay.
but you aren't like if you were carrying your shield on your arm, then you would, but like you just got it.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, hey, not bad.
Yeah.
Better than you.
Beats me.
Yeah. So you slip up, but behind you comes Clodhopper McGee over here. And you just got your big
My name is
boots.
Blastroid.
Blastroid! Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, you come up and you make a good amount of noise.
I should just drop my handyman kit.
It's just like,
It's hooked, but it just like for some reason comes off.
Yeah,
and it
it's
just
just like-
rolls down all my
picking up wrenches.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but I mean, nothing happens. You're looking down through the door and nothing occurs. Yeah.
Should I stride purposefully into the room?
Yeah.
I stride purposefully into the
All
room.
right. So which
Beautiful.
room? The foyer or the next one?
The one that we just
The
opened.
interesting one.
Yeah, the interesting one.
The one with the.
The
one-
narratively
The
significant
one with the story in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
None of this helps. Are you going into the foyer, or are you going all the way through the foyer into
It
the next
all
room?
helped.
What
we
door
all knew
did
it.
you just open? That
The
The
one
one
into the-
into the foyer.
Oh. What the hell?
I stride
Draw
purposefully
it.
through that door.
Okay.
All right. And then now you're in the foyer.
Okay, where do I go now?
Find another door of the story.
There's another door. There's a story behind that door.
Okay, I
Go
go
to
to
that
that door.
So-
that one.
So you walk up and you put your hand on,
There's a story behind that one.
and you put your
Is there
hand.
3 doors and they have a riddle on
No,
them?
no, it's just the
okay.
one. You put your hand on this handle,
Two of these
and
have
the
a
moment
story.
stretches. The moment stretches with narrative weight and impact.
Yeah, yeah.
That you turn the handle, and it's open.
That's that shit I
And,
like.
Yeah, you push it open, and inside,
God.
in the dim of
Easy
these
go.
kind of low purple and red lights, you see, like
Awful.
see awful.
Actual
It is it's
awful.
graduated. No,
Everybody stop interrupting the narrator, please.
So your eyes have to adjust a bit to the dim because it is like even with these lights it's pretty low, and eventually you can make out the shapes of quite a few bodies laying around on various things.
So actual awful.
They are bodies.
Are they live or dead bodies?
They are bodies.
Does the smell hit us as we go in?
You have no smell. Well, there is a smell. It does not smell like rotting flesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can one of us determine whether or not these are live or dead bodies?
Someone would have to stride purposefully further.
I stride purposefully.
All right, here we go. You got
I'm
good
going to
old
stand
train wreck McGee.
purposelessly at the door.
I'm gonna stay stealthy.
All right, so the big one walks in,
Yes.
and you look around, and
Flexing. of
before
course.
too long, like you kind of look around, arms on your hips, and
She looks,
one of the
she's-
guys,
Man, she's got a sick case of cop face.
yeah, one of the bodies kind of turns and like
Ah.
looks up at you, and like his eyes don't focus on you.
It's a drug den.
And he's just kind of like he's
Opium.
muttering something, and you can't make it out.
I stride purposefully over to him and go, "Sup, bruh?"
Before we
Show
get,
me your papers.
before we get too far into this, I look around for the woman I chased down here.
You don't see her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to shoot her.
Well, if you could see her, go ahead.
Just gonna put it out there.
What
So,
does Brass say?
You lean down. He like continues to mutter, but it's all too quiet for you to hear. You can still kind of hear the den of the street.
Have I seen this sort of thing
Dim street.
before? Does he look like a druggie, or does he look like he's?
You have not
know-
seen this particular drug reaction, but the cop in you is like, yeah, these guys are on something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they think about everyone.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but like she's asking
Yeah.
if she has seen something like this, and the answer is
Yeah.
that's what she thinks.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good job. The answer is, of course, that's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Any other doors in here?
Gotta find the story door.
Yeah.
So,
This doesn't feel like a story to me. I need the story.
and so you're looking around, and you look in with your badger eyes that are slightly better adjusted to the dark than these human eyes.
Sure.
These primo eyes. You got archy eyes and primo eyes and ampho eyes. Anyway,
Bunch of homos over here.
yeah. So you look in, and
Homo sapiens. Get it?
there are a couple of
Good
doors
jokes.
in the back. One of them is busted in, like fallen in. It looks like there's just a whole bunch of detritus in there, broken desks and such. There's another door that is closed, and then there's like kind of a dog leg that goes around a corner, like off into the dark.
A dog leg?
Like a dog leg in the room. There's like kind of a
Like
like
This is a
corner.
turn of phrase that I'm not familiar with.
A dog leg is a corner.
It's an
Okay.
it's a
A
piece
little
of
hallway?
awful.
Yeah,
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 it's
It's an
it, that
offshoot.
that is
Yeah.
some classic offal right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
This,
Okay.
there you go.
There are dog
Classic
legs
oval.
everywhere. What is happening?
Not for children.
Super gross.
I'm just gonna gently
Sorry,
walk
Ollie.
around trying doors to see if any of them are locked or open.
Yeah. So you creep in and you start to
and
like start.
listening at doors
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just sort of checking if they're
You said
open.
there's other people here, right?
Yes, there
Do
are a
they-
whole bunch of bodies.
Do they all appear to be in the same state as
They
Brad?
are all laying there and kind of like moving slowly.
Can
Okay.
I find the drugs?
That's a good question.
You
Good question.
roll for it.
You
What
can
are you
certainly
doing?
try.
Are you staying like back and trying to stay quiet and like being all sneaky snacky?
Yeah, I want to go down the hall.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Sneaky snacky. So okay,
Sneaky
roll for
snake.
that.
My
Are you? Does Jenny
Can I
like,
keep my old
care
roll?
what they're saying?
I mean, I tried to listen, but it sounded like,
You'd have to get physically close to them.
and then they're gonna bite me. I'm sure.
They're not zombies. Like,
How do you know?
This is how it ends.
Yeah. Yes, I'll get close to one since you asked, Mr.
Alright.
Narrator.
So you lean in real close, and this one's like his eyes like stay kind of unfocused, and you hear like several muttered words. What is that? The great Ma. And then he just kind of trails off.
So I heard Ouroboros and Ma. Like M-A-W or M-A? Like Ma? Like Ma!
Sally is on the station.
So
It's
M-A-W?
Ma, M-A-W,
Okay.
yeah.
Were there any other words that would have been intelligible to
So
Jenny that
before
were-
Ouroboros and like so it went there's actually the words the great
The great.
and then Oro and then blah, 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 and then Boros and then blah, 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 and then Ma.
Okay. I share that with the party.
They're muttering about strange things.
Good. I love that.
So I'm gonna go with son of a gun, and that my backstory is painkiller addict.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I should get 3 for that. Can I get 2 for this, right?
2 for the backstory?
Yeah.
Yes.
hey man,
And then I get
tweaker.
tweaker. Should I get a
Yeah.
plus 2?
You absolutely
Okay,
do.
so 5. And
an
so
8,
that's an
right?
8.
So you're like kind of digging around. You're like kind of moving through and you find
I'm patting them down too.
Yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
you find like you pretty quickly
Kind of
find
upsetting.
some drugs that you recognize, but not all one kind. But that kind of surprises you because they all seem to be behaving in the same way.
It's a cult.
So like
Cool.
you find some.
Can I
drugs.
look at them and like do the drug check type?
Yeah, yeah. So you like their pupils are not reacting to light.
Slap
You
them
slap
with
them
it.
around; they don't really come out of it. You check their pulse.
Kiss them
and...
on the lips.
Wait, what? Is that a thing?
Oh no, that's alright.
No,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
is that a
Never mind.
thing? No, it
No,
is not. No.
He's on to something here.
Yeah, we gotta know. Are they
Gross.
responsive to love?
Jimmy's not the one you
So-
want.
I'll grab
So you
one
check
of them.
you check their pulse, and it is a normal rate, but it's pretty irregular.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're out.
Does that seem strange to me?
I mean that
yeah.
fits. I mean, it seems strange, like for a normal human, but not for any
No,
drugs
yeah.
you've ever
So-
taken.
so no,
yeah,
not strange at
really.
all.
No, yeah. Yeah. So you rolled for sneaky snacky.
Would you want to ask me for the drugs so I don't take them?
I'm a
Yeah,
little busy
I'm
right
allowed
now.
with the
But
same-
I'll-
Oh, what you're doing?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're checking doors.
Checking doors, yeah.
So you go up to the. I imagine you go up to the non-broken door that you can
Yeah,
It's
see.
like plus 2 or 3.
Okay. So you go up there and you kind of like jiggle the knob and it's locked.
Okay.
You whichever way would be optimal in your mind, you can listen or jiggle the knob first. I just said you jiggle the knob because I wasn't.
I'll
thinking.
listen first.
All right, so you listen first. There doesn't seem to be much going on behind there except more or less what you heard when you listened to the front door before.
So it's people moving, some voices.
Some voices.
But unintelligible.
Yeah, and not
okay.
really having a conversation.
So
Um,
maybe a bunch of more druggies.
Yeah, so you turn and head down the hallway. You slip kind of by these druggies and stuff, and like you follow Cornelius like down this dog leg, and you find at the end of the turn, another door, but that's the only other door in the place, and it does have a locking mechanism on it, like very plainly on it. So you put your ear to the door, and you hear someone moving in there, but there's no voices, and the moves are much more purposeful, like curt, like kind of staccato, like someone moving like things around, stuff like that.
Okay.
You are as close to him as you would like to be.
Better fetch for Jimmy and Penny.
Is this just my name now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is this forever?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Peggy, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Penny and Jeffrey.
No, it should be you would be if I went from Jenny to Penny.
Timmy.
No, Penny.
it'd be Pimmy. Yeah.
It'd be Penny.
Jimmy to Pimmy. Yeah.
I said what
Why?
I said.
Now you know her Penny.
It's Connie, obviously.
Come here, please. We might have a
Did you
Together.
see me lagging
So
behind
you all-
with the drugs?
Yeah, you're kind of like looking at him.
Jimmy, what have you got there?
Hit one.
I was just making sure they didn't have anything they didn't need, and they were all right.
And what did you find?
I found this. Could you use
I'll just
that in your
inspect it.
experiment?
Yeah, go ahead.
See what I've got here.
Like, this is.
So I scientific prodigy and encyclopedic knowledge now.
Mm-hmm.
Should I timely insight?
No, this is not obscure knowledge.
This is spit it out.
Yeah.
Nine.
Nah, you look at it and you're like, yeah, this is a probably pretty heavily cut narcotic that is like low grade, probably a form of stimulant. Like, it's street drugs. Like, it's not anything special.
Okay.
Is it as good as
Yeah.
blues?
It's not. It's not as pure as blues.
I'll give this a little once over for you, so you don't hurt yourself.
Thanks, boss.
Thanks, boss.
It's like outside of the mild humor. It's like
It's
anyone
weirdly
realize
wholesome.
how upsetting this actually is. Of like this proper scientist going around trying to do things in the world, just stringing along an addict, like not helping him at all, just using him. Like,
Depends on.
It's too sad for this. We aren't expecting.
oh man.
I think someone not on drugs is through that door, and we have some questions for them.
Yeah, that can't be allowed. Let's go.
Pimmy?
I say we enter with extreme speed and force.
Oh, well, in that case, Pimmy?
Well, I mean, getting the lock open would make it speedier if we can do it like quietly.
Yeah.
Should we
Does
try
it
to?
sound like the person on the other side is like right next to the door, or like this,
No,
this
they're
might be a small
they're
room?
moving around. It's a smallish room, but like they aren't like
Yeah,
right
I
next
just
to
don't
it.
I am
there's-
going to see
yeah.
if I can open it
Just something there's
without
a chance
making a lot of noise. Just
Yeah.
you know,
you can pick
like
a
turning a
lock.
key quiet,
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
no sound at all, but
Alright,
just
sure.
normal. Okay, so
We have guns and fists.
Yeah, there is
that's
that.
very true.
What
Which
what
you can
material
burst
is
into the door after it's unlocked too.
What material is the door made out of?
It's a metal door.
Okay. So like I could punch through it, but this might take less time.
Could do a breach. Kick right at the locking mechanism. Just bust it open.
I haven't tried to do that
I'm
yet.
quite sure you've done that before.
Yeah, that'd be a shield bash. I mean, if you're already adding things up, then go for it.
Yeah,
but
so I'll
I'm at 17, right?
Yeah, I feel like he's got a pretty good job.
Oh!
Yeah.
I'll
Go
just
ahead.
tell Penny
I need a fake name. Help.
as soon as he makes any noise.
Ramson.
Ramson.
my modifiers are not as high as this. So
I got a 20.
Awesome.
There you go.
So you like you kind of shake yourself off and like get yourself focused instead of like being in this environment. You kneel down in front of the door and you like. Well, how do you want to do it? You can go ahead and narrate.
What kind of lock is this?
So it's got a keypad above the door knob. But you, because you rolled so high, know that you could like pretty easily take the keypad, like the front plate off and like do something to it.
He's gonna just very simply, and it's like one of those where people look and they're like, well, I know how to do that, but they don't.
Yeah.
You know, since you make it look easy, so I just like shoot out a screwdriver and go, and then I just like touch two wires together.
And there's like a little a spark that goes off, and he's like, "Door's open."
Load a paralytic dart.
I charge purposefully through the door.
So you come through the door, and so are all of you going in, or is it just All right, you're all going through the door.
I would probably
Are
go
you-
with Jenny just because I
Yeah.
have the.
Sure. Yeah. Are you
Sorry.
yelling?
The
Or are you
moment I see someone, I'm just gonna shoot him.
with a paralytic?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What?
you
And if they're like up and ambulatory, I don't want to just shoot a random druggie who's
On the
lying
ground.
on a cot. But you know, if they look up and go,
that is exactly what they do.
okay,
But it's a man in a white coat.
Oh, is he
Um,
cooking?
It's your friend.
my intention is to do it immediately. Is there anything in the room that would give me pause? Like,
Don't do that.
there's a whole bunch of computer monitors
okay,
and what looks like some sort of chemistry equipment.
yep, paralytic.
Okay, alrighty. You view those things as a threat.
It didn't dissuade me. That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
that's
Not like, oh no, computers! Ah!
He shoots the computers.
I don't understand this. I'm scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made a
I'm
choice. No backpedaling.
8.
I'm a biologist.
Oh, sorry, no, I have extra ranks now because I leveled up.
Yeah.
9, 10.
10.
10.
Alright, so he turns towards you and he's and you immediately, before like everybody's coming in, but this dart whizzes by all of you, and it just hits this guy like right in his shoulder, or like kind of here under his clavicle, and he's like, and he like falls backwards, and he's just like he's not moving.
What did he do?
You know this guy?
I'm sick of people getting away from me.
That's what we're here
We
for.
have 1 minute to do with him whatever we like.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Super gross.
Should I tie him up, boss?
Yes, please.
I tie him up.
So
Oh, that's what you.
you like grab his limbs, and they're all super limp and like.
The opposite of limp, I would think.
Well, I mean, the paralytic is not. It doesn't make his muscles seize, right? It just makes
That's
him.
what a paralytic does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it meant like it turned off your ability to motorize your muscles. And so
No.
like you're paralyzed, you can't force your limbs to do anything. But like,
Yeah.
Other
oh, it
type,
just like it seizes his muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta force it a little bit. You pull every muscle in his body.
So like
I
normal for-
say, sup, bruh.
And he's like,
And then I tie him
you just gotta like force him into a sitting position and get his arms behind his back and tie him off and
And
he's
just start asking questions that he obviously
Yeah, he can't
Yeah.
answer any of them.
Who are those people out there? What kind of drugs are you giving them?
Do you know this guy?
No, I just had a difficult experience.
I
don't
walk
have
over
another.
to him. I lift up his front lip.
There's nothing there.
Not very interesting, guys. Looking for some long teeth.
No,
Wow.
Do I know him, actually?
you recognize him as the dark complected man that brushed past you earlier.
I see.
Yeah.
With the Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Infinity
Clothing.
symbol.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Where was the infinity symbol?
In his coat
Yeah.
area.
Let me
Yeah.
check.
Yeah. So you like lift up and it's right there. Like it's sewn into the bottom corner, not of his white jacket, which he has on over his jacket, but
I'll take his jacket and put it in my backpack.
okay. I mean, he's tied up and
Yeah, he's
paralyzed.
tied
How
up.
are you getting it
Yeah,
off?
I don't think you can do that right now.
Is it really that hard? Like to
I mean, his
Yes,
hands
his
are
hands are
tied
tied
together.
together.
How are you getting his jacket off?
What was he doing? Can we tell as we walk?
I will.
Nah.
I will look around the room at all of the chemical.
Yeah,
supplies.
use all of your science things.
I will science the heck out of this.
do it.
Can I use timely insight now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue collar, son of
this
a gun.
is absolutely obscure
Can I
knowledge.
apply gunslinger?
12.
12. You look around, he is definitely doing some manner of chemistry, but you understand it to not be like forensic or diagnostic in nature. He's not like trying to figure out what a thing is.
This is
He's
synthetic.
trying to make a thing,
Okay.
right?
It's probably making drugs.
What exactly he's making is unclear, thank you very much. You also notice that there seems to be some like organic tissue laying around, as opposed to non-organic.
Real
tissue.
awful.
Yeah. It's awful.
Finally.
I was waiting.
But looking at it, you don't think it's human.
Okay.
I mean,
Is it
you
dull?
can't say for sure it's human, but it is not
Okay.
like
Probably.
it's yeah.
And the chemist in me is going, this is a chemical synthesis? Is he growing cultures? What kind of laboratory are we looking at?
He is not. He is synthesizing a chemical
Okay.
of some manner.
But the flesh is unrelated?
It seems to be
Is he-
at the front of the assembly line.
Okay. So maybe he's like extracting something from
Yeah.
it and using it to create something. Okay.
I pat him down. Does he have anything interesting going on other than the one symbol?
He has some tech you don't recognize, small doodads, you would call them.
I give the doodads to Corn.
All right, so
I will also
receive
look
a
at the
number of
doodads.
doodads. Yeah, Jimmy gets some doodads.
And then his PPE,
Yeah,
goggles, and lab coat.
just a lab coat. He's
Just
not
a
being
lab
a very
coat.
good boy.
Does he have a headlamp?
Because that's
He
like
does not have a
that's
headlamp,
like bare
yeah.
minimum.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Okay,
No
so-
open-toed shoes.
No,
yeah, I
but
was
just-
like, are we booty and we have booties
Hairnet?
on and
Yeah.
hairnet
Yeah,
and
no,
like
it's nothing.
Tyvek.
How many
onesie
buns
or-
does he have?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
6 buns. Guy's a real pamp. Anyway, so
Anything other than the doodads?
on him, he has a decent amount of money. Not 6,000.
Take all of them.
Yeah, we're taking.
Yeah,
the money.
it's like
Sorry, Brad.
100.
We take it.
Yeah.
We can go back to the bar and get more information.
No, Jimmy.
Jimmy means booze.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got that. He's got a comm link that is like in his ear.
I take it out and listen to
yeah.
it.
Nothing's happening on it right now.
Okay, it stays in there.
Yeah.
I assume you would have told us, but nobody else is in the room, right?
No. There's another guy.
They're not
and
just
he's got
like
a
watching
gun.
us.
He's
What
like,
are you
wow, this is
doing?
weird.
This is not what I expected. It's like,
Cornelius, I've been
He's
waiting.
frozen.
Okay,
in
and the
fear.
room is fairly small.
yeah, it's really clean.
One occupant.
No offal at all, except for the stuff on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to. Well, I'd love to more closely inspect the flesh.
Okay, so roll for that. Does anyone want to be looking at any other things?
I'm looking at the doodads.
the doodads.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I've got his comms thing in my
Yeah.
ear, so if anything happens, I'll hear it.
Okay. You
So
do
this
anything?
patch in the coat, is it like one of them iron-ons? Can I like, is it like a peel and
It
stick?
is
Can I take
sewn
it out?
on. No, it is sewn. It is actually sewn.
You can
itself
cut it
is
off.
sewn. It is an embroidery.
I'll unsew it.
Why?
Oh my
I want it.
It'll just be a thread.
Yeah, if you unsew it, you're like destroying it.
Don't
Well, you don't
destroy
mean
it.
like it's a patch that's sewed on the
No,
around
it
the
is
edges.
embroidered.
Embroidered. That's
Yeah.
different than sewn on.
You
Those
should-
are very
I said
different.
embroidered.
Well, you said sewn on first. You confused me.
Anyway.
Cut a
confused
square out of his coat.
Alex,
if
so
you
you're
want
gonna be
something.
okay?
One is oh,
Sorry.
What
I
should
cut
I
the
roll
square
for
out.
this? Should I take blue collar and mechanic?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you roll to inspect these things?
16.
16. So, you can definitively say they are not human.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitively say they are not mammal.
Okay.
So that also rules out our keys.
Yeah.
You can definitively say that they come from a creature that is very large.
Okay.
Because what you're looking at here is a chunk of an organ that in any sapient creature would be much smaller. Like a kidney, right?
Okay.
But this is
It's
like,
like a
the,
whale kidney.
the chunk is like,
Oh my
like
gosh.
that, right? Like
Could it be
Like some kind of space kraken?
an Ouroboros?
are they real?
Whoa.
Do they have kidneys?
All right. So you look at the doodads.
12.
12 to look at the doodads. So one of them is like some manner of data storage medium, and it is.
Jesus.
I'm the
You know
worst
what's
narrator.
funny?
I
is
can't even
I
speak.
knew exactly what you meant the first time, and
I
I was
did
like,
not.
"This is normal."
Some sort of data storage
So
medium.
we're in
right?
this. We're speaking the same language right now.
Another
Son of a
one
gun.
seems to be a.
How many terabytes?
Enough.
Oh, we don't use those anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one seems to be some sort of fob that like a key essentially.
I like that.
And then the.
Do I think it's for a boat? Not
not
a boat, but like a ship.
You are the
can't
worst
tell from
pirate.
the fob. Yeah. Not a boat, but like a ship though. And then the third one. The third one seems to be a second comms device.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. Computer terminals?
Well, we have to let these other people do what they're doing. You.
I
gotta
think
cut
you
out
should
the
check out the
patch.
computer
Okay.
terminals.
What do you do?
Encouraging.
Encourage him to check out the computer terminals?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Hey.
So you cut out the patch.
I want to keep it.
Oh, fine. All right, go ahead.
Why does he hate this so much?
It's
I want to be
just-
able to try
nobody
to
who's
pass
a-
myself as one of these guys.
Yeah,
I
and
need
a
to.
patch cut out of their jacket is definitely.
That's why I
gonna
wanted
do
to
that.
take the whole coat.
Well,
okay?
you could wait until he's not paralyzed.
Fine.
In 1 minute.
He's tied up.
It's already been 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you go look at the terminals.
Yeah, just like what's the readout?
All right.
Like?
It's there's several different things going on those terminals.
Okay.
One of them is a series of readouts. Looks like some sort of chemical signature going on, something measuring something.
Chromatography.
Sure, why not? Another one of them is a cycling read of cameras all around the station.
Whoa.
And you recognize one of the cameras where you met the fortune teller lady, and you notice another camera on every one of the docks, including the automated train dock. And like, there's just a whole bunch of surveillance going on.
Is there a man with long teeth on any of the surveillance cameras?
No, but you can roll to look for specific things if you would like.
I would like to roll to look for specific things.
Which specific things?
A man with long teeth.
All right.
Okay, so is looking for specific things just looking at the displays that are currently on the monitors, or is it like clicking through different camera feeds to try and...
It could be either.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like.
If
Look at docs.
somebody else will do a better job.
Are
at
there
this than
multiple
me.
interfaces, or is it just one, and one person would have to do it?
It'd be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then somebody else should do it.
So you can just look over my shoulder while I clickety?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Click those clacks, yo.
Oh look, 0.
Yeah.
You did not look for anything specific.
I mean, things relevant to our interests.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like a guy with long teeth.
Yeah.
Someone rotting in a very important looking cell.
Yeah, sure.
That kind of stuff. So ingenious,
What if he has
timely
his mouth
insight.
Yeah.
Encyclopedic knowledge, just to
No.
connect dots between.
No.
Okay.
This
Oh,
is
that was
not.
a 0.
Yeah.
I already did. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. All right. So you're clicking through, and are you looking over his shoulder?
Yeah.
Add in your half of your police mod, whatever it is to be a policeman.
Okay. 3.
Great. So you're at a 13. So you're like clicking through, and you notice that there are several feeds of the docks, and one of the feeds jumps out at both of you, right? And that is that like this particular dock is strangely sparse. There aren't a lot of people on it, and you notice that there is a force of, let me see, I need to remember which force this is. No. Yeah, so you see a ship docked on this dock, and it's really sparse, and on the side of that ship are the 3 dots of Blinn security. And there seems to be a guard around the ship, but not much else.
Okay.
And this is the Vin dock, which is usually very, very busy, and it's like pre-shut down.
Is Alicia Calhoun here?
Alicia Calhoun, not that you see.
And how big is that ship?
It's like a light gunship. It's something that you would expect a dozen to 18 people to be on at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This whole time I've just pulled this guy up against the wall while I'm leaning against the wall, like laying down, like completely outstretched next to him. It's like, so, I'm gonna pat his chest and how's the Colt? Is it you like Colts? Never been much one for him, never been in one myself. Been around it a little bit.
If it's 60 seconds.
So probably around this time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you notice the Blinn security, and then around that time, the guy starts to kind of like be able to rock back and forth, and it's like kind of some slurred speech. Wait, what do you want?
I assume at this point we've closed the door.
Yeah.
Jimmy, will you keep looking at the cameras just in case anything weird happens?
Sure thing.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Sure thing. Yeah.
If you have questions for this guy, I'm gonna just stand behind you and be extremely intimidating.
Okay.
It's a great feeling.
What do you want? What's going on?
Lucky for you, we just want some information.
Okay.
What is your operation here?
Can't tell you that.
Crickety crack, clickety clack.
Oh
My
yeah.
my fingers go snickety snack.
You can be as vague as you need to be.
I'm doing research.
On?
You said I could be as vague as I wanted to be.
He lied.
Neat.
Crickety crack.
As vague as you need to be to survive.
Oh,
I'm doing research for Ouroboros. We have some work that can't really be done above board.
I have no problems with that. Please continue doing that. But there's more information that we need.
Okay.
ask about that.
Feel free to chime in.
You're here.
You know,
You're
yeah.
I was approached by a
That's the
woman
one. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
in the market who was spouting some information
Yeah.
about me and my companions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Okay, yeah.
she fled.
I mean, you're the one who hit her with the sleep dart. That was actually like a decent cocktail. Wow, like you whipped that up. Very nice.
I'm a man of some skill. Now, who is she? Is she affiliated with you?
Oh, that's just Raquel. No, she operates out of this place. Yeah, but I'm not with her.
She knew things. Why did she know them?
Well, I mean, it would be hard to be a fortune teller if you didn't know things.
I have little patience for this magic nonsense.
No, it's not magic. You're standing in front of an enormous surveillance array.
And yet she learned things that you wouldn't see on these cameras.
I mean, with the high-powered microphone, you might. Highly directional mic, you know, like the one on top of the
Why was she
surveillance array.
looking at us?
Raquel's a weird sort. She's just kind of odd in
And,
that way. But like, she runs game on people. Like, how do you think? Like, you think these drug addicts really have much of any sort of like marketable skills? She gets off on like tricking people.
Can I vibe check him?
Go for it.
I have nothing to add to vibe check.
Cop levels.
What's your
Top
vibe?
levels? Okay.
Tell me your vibe.
I mean, it's a good time for it. I'll do it too.
Terrible.
All right.
I got Slum Rat.
Probably
He is
like
he is
three.
making you
I wonder if he
frustrated.
would be able
That's
to
the
explain
primary
shimmer.
feeling you
I'm
get from
this
this.
close to punching him.
Yeah.
Shimmer,
yeah.
shimmer.
He's also frustrating me.
All right. We got two frustrated people.
Jimmy is watching the cameras.
9.
9. You are withholding your frustration, and you do think that he's probably not lying to you, at least
Yeah.
about Raquel, just because like
Sure.
who cares to him, right? Like,
So, like,
Is she here now?
yeah, like, how are they? They're in the same space. Like, there has to be some connection.
I mean, I don't know what you think I was doing in here. I didn't install this rig. I just needed some space that no one was going to look too close at.
What happened to her after
She's
was,
in the other
put to
room,
sleep?
sleeping it off.
All right then. So, who else is in this space?
No one. It's just me.
Just you and a bunch of drug addicts.
Right. That would be the meaning of clandestine.
He said it. What's clandestine?
You're here. You can speak.
Yeah,
This
you're
is-
not in a
That's,
different room.
that's the whole beat. Is he just sitting here kind of behind the guy, telling you what this is like? Hey. He's like, this is your thing now. He's just giggling about it.
Well, you seem to have a bead on the place with these cameras.
Not singing
Right.
and
Yeah.
shaking.
Mhm.
We're looking for someone.
Okay.
One, Longtooth O'Toole.
Oh, really? You and everyone else, like, what do you need him for?
Tell you what, you tell us where he is, and you won't have to tell us any more about this weird meat and why you kidnapped a bunch of drug addicts.
I didn't kidnap anybody. The doors weren't locked, were they?
Well, you tried to do some weird stuff to my boss over here in the
This
marketplace.
is the first time I've ever seen him.
We, crossed paths.
I don't recognize you.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Look, you're looking for Longtooth.
Yes.
What makes you think he's here?
I don't think he's here. I think you have cameras across
What
this
makes you think he's
station.
on the station?
We know he's on the station.
He's on the station.
Yes.
Oh. Well, then we should all be leaving. What are you still doing here?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why would we want to leave if he's on the station? There's
Well-
good money to be made from that man.
Yeah, there's also almost certainly some manner of raiding party coming to kill him. And they don't really care all that much about who they'd hit. I mean, the Red Sea Raiders, like, they're not going to let him walk through their territory.
No, he's imprisoned somewhere.
Yeah, you think they care?
We assumed they were the ones who imprisoned him.
Nah, the Red Sea Raiders wouldn't imprison him. They'd just kill him.
All
So
of this
who
is
would?
beside the point. Do you have any information from your wonderful Ray about where he might be?
I don't know. All I can tell you is that a few days ago, Jiajing Mercantile rolled into town, and they've been... That's like a little bit heavy armor for the region. I didn't expect that. But I didn't think much of it. They've just been hanging out, not making much of a fuss. But then Balloon Security comes in this morning, and they shut down most of Vindok. And that's weird. They usually don't have the clout to do that, but...
Perhaps a high-priority prisoner.
And so what I'm thinking, if it is Longtooth, like you're saying, then what's going on here is a prisoner transfer. There's that Jiajing is taking responsibility, and Blinn is getting paid.
So that would mean that he was on the Bling ship, but isn't anymore if they've transferred him to Jiajing?
I mean, if Jiajing Mercantile is still docked, and so are Blinn, I doubt that the transfers happened yet. They're both gonna split. Like, they wouldn't hang around.
Okay, so he's probably still on the Blinn ship?
I guess.
The one that's so conveniently in dock right now?
Seems likely.
Ooh.
Well,
What the hell is your cult doing, by the
I
way?
patted
What
him.
cult?
It's
You're-
like, good cultist,
Okay.
very helpful.
I'm not a cultist.
Why are your drug addicts mumbling about the great Ouroboros?
Oh, the great... Oh, no, it's not the great Ouroboros. It's Ouroboros and his great mom. Not Ouroboros' mom, mind you.
Right,
It's-
that makes it so much less
Oh,
culty.
yeah.
I don't care what they mumble about. It's not my business.
Why are they mumbling? I don't know. I don't care whether or not you care. I just want to know why.
It seems to be some manner of side effect of the drugs and like a consistent and persistent hallucination they undergo.
Why are you checking them? Why?
That you'd have to beat that out of me. I can't tell you that.
So, don't we also want to ask about the pods? This guy is literally, his symbol is in the pods.
no, it's not
No.
his symbol.
Oh, it's not?
It's the circle snake, not the infinity snake.
He's Infinity Snake.
Why did you make two snakes, Elliot?
It's fine.
You should ask yourself that question.
Yeah, alright.
They're related.
Because they're associated with each
Do you stop me from beating him up?
other. One moment. One scientist to another. I find this very interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all want to swap cookbooks or something?
Yeah.
Can you just talk shop with me for a minute?
Okay.
What's the deal? What are you,
What's
what are you
the deal?
synthesizing? And I'll just like start pointing out bits of it that I recognize that
Chromatography bits.
from my time in chem labs and things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm synthesizing a compound from some organic matter that's trying that. Well, the most I can tell you is that the drug reaction is not the point. The drug reaction tells me about the process, the metabolic process around the compound. It's a side effect. What I need to know is they're test subjects.
I figured that out.
But the point isn't that we would be giving this to humans. The point is that how it's metabolized tells us something about how the compound works.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Well, there's clearly more here that we could get if we beat it out of him, or we could just go find a pirate. What do you want to do, boss?
There's space snake juice in all these people.
I am going
It's
to
not a space snake, thanks.
reach into my pack and pull out a specimen bag.
Yeah,
Should I roll my pack to see if I have a specimen?
sure.
I feel like you have that.
You almost certainly have that.
All right. I guess just adding the pack, that's 4.
Yeah, you have a specimen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll I'll and my handy little forceps.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah, sure.
and I'll just place his little specimen into the bag.
The meat that Jenny was going.
Can you please leave half? It's very hard to come by.
Sure.
If you give me a little bit more information about what you're making with it, that would be wonderful.
Oh, look at him go.
You found it, his little thing.
We found your meat.
All right. The best I can do is ask you, why is it that people breathe in when they die?
Does Jimmy have some weird belief about this?
That's up to you to say.
Yes, I'm gonna answer that. Yes.
A little bit of background knowledge.
Yeah.
Do people breathe in when they die?
I mean, it is not different than our world.
Yeah, is that a
That's
thing?
what we're asking. Does that happen in our world?
yeah.
No.
So, your diaphragm, it's the breathe in is the relaxed state of your
Sure.
diaphragm.
Okay.
And so, theoretically, you would.
Okay.
So did that just answer the question? And then
That gave us absolutely no
I feel like
information
I'm
whatsoever.
supposed to have gotten something out of that just because of the way you said it, but I didn't. So,
Yeah.
would corn... No.
No, this
anything-
is absolutely a riddle, and like the worst kind of riddle where you don't
cryptic.
have enough information.
Do you want me to punch him?
Yes.
I
Yes.
do.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I really do.
You don't have to roll for this. The landing hit. He is tied up on the ground.
Yeah. 16.
Ooh, that looks painful.
We're really tired of riddles.
Okay. All right.
Could have been so easy.
A little more specific then. This lands on you. The blood lands on you.
it's on your shirt.
All right. Are you all familiar with Space Leviathan?
Are we?
Did I not already bring up the space snake?
It's not a snake.
Close
It's not
enough.
even a Leviathan.
Try
You
to-
are all familiar. It's
Okay.
like it's a thing of legend and of note, and they do exist. Like they have been studied, but they aren't widely
So
understood.
this would be deeply fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Space Leviathan,
Swapping.
when it dies, things come towards it.
Things like
Whatever's around it.
planets.
No, nothing so big. Detritus, things around them. The ether comes towards them. Why?
And that's what you're trying to find out.
And it's part of it.
And in doing so, you're dosing people with extracts of its liver, kidney,
Kidney. Well, kidney analog. Humans don't really have one. Yeah.
That's some weird stuff, man.
Yeah, walk me through the scientific method there. How did we think that this was gonna,
Yeah. Yeah.
tell you anything?
Yeah.
We are way, way too far into experimentation for you guys to really understand.
Hit him again.
Should I hit him again?
This has nothing to do with my willingness to tell you. It
No,
has
I
to
just
do
mean
with
because I didn't like him.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll make my own judgments, thank you. Continue.
I can't tell you. Not that I don't want to tell you. That I can't. It is not. It requires a certain framework of understanding that. What? A certain cult.
Cult.
Yeah.
Certain framework of cult.
Certain framework of understanding that really you only get when you get read into Ouroboros.
Read into Ouroboros.
Yeah, we patented a static gravity generator. Like, we don't think like other people.
So you make the space magic, possibly that created the ether.
No.
Potentially? Was this just in space, and we found it? The ether?
The ether's always been there.
Oh.
That's just part of nature.
And when leviathans die, the ether comes towards them?
Everything comes towards them. Not planets, mind you, but stuff that's around them.
Like, comes towards them as in, like, gravitational pull? Is
We
that
don't know, but you can see why it might be interesting.
Okay.
I can indeed.
Jenny's scientific curiosity has been exhausted.
Yes, I think we have bigger fish to fry than space leviathans.
Oh, really?
Did I see?
Very interesting.
Did I see anything on the cameras?
While you've been watching the cameras, there have been some guard movements, but nothing terribly notable.
Okay.
But one thing you did notice is you saw Jax in a bar, and he's talking to somebody, and then he gets up and leaves,
Okay.
and then you see him again walking down the street, and then
I am following Jax around.
yeah, and then 4 cameras in, he looks right up at the camera and waves at you.
I wave back.
Yeah.
Holy butts. It's right up at the camera and waves at you.
So I think we
I
leave
don't
him.
like that.
We leave him half of his space god liver, and we leave him tied up, and we call it square.
You've been very forthcoming. I do appreciate it. With a bit of encouragement.
Why do you guys need to find Longtooth anyway?
He's got money. We want money.
What?
Pretty much.
Like, you're just gonna steal from him? He doesn't carry any money. Not, especially not when he's taken prisoner. He doesn't carry money.
Please, we're wealthy, reputable businessmen. We're gonna do business and sell him stuff. Obviously.
Oh, sell him. You guys got something Longtooth might be interested in?
We got lots of things. Different planets, ships, stuff all over the place. We sell it.
Leviathans.
Anyway, I think we should go before he continues to ask us questions about ourselves.
One more thing. Symbol of your cult. The snake.
It's not a cult.
Eating its tail.
Yeah.
You've seen it adjusted? Circular.
No. Why do you
Jack.
ask?
Object, that was awful. He looked like that's profane. Ugh.
Symbol I've seen
5.
in a few places. Deeply troubling.
Do you have any reason to believe that it would be associated with Ouroboros?
It's a snake eating its own tail.
Well, I mean beyond the obvious.
Show him the number, Jimmy yells.
Do you have the numbers written down?
I'm watching the cameras.
But yes, he does. You do have the numbers written.
Yeah, I can
Jimmy.
read it to you. I'm taking my job very seriously. I'm just watching Jack, so I can't like.
I mean,
Does it fry his brain?
is that a B or an S set? There at the end. It's an S set.
It's an S set.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of ours. I mean, I haven't seen that particular one, but that's our nomenclature.
We found some interesting tech with that symbol upon it.
Well, I would be very interested to see that tech.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
What's occurring to you right now as I tell you this?
Only that someone might be retrofitting Ouroboros tech,
Retrofitting.
which is very interesting because up until just now ago, I thought that no one had been able to crack Ouroboros.
Hmm.
Should we show him?
Which one?
I have the green one.
The green one.
Wait, which one has the snaky on it?
They all
They
do.
all
They all do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was only the striped one.
No,
the,
I mean-
the unlickable.
Whatever I have to do to
Yeah.
reveal it.
That's back enforcement? Really? Okay. He like leans.
Don't
in real
lick it.
close. It's like, no, this is one of the lickable
Yeah, you
ones.
can
Which one?
No, this is a lickable one. Like, it's fine. Confident.
So it's a distro pod that. But that would mean. Ooh, okay.
Think
and
out loud, please.
I can't. Sorry. It's in shapes.
You should see the blue ones.
Why do you say that?
Huh? Oh, they're great.
You mean you've used one of these?
Huh? Nope.
You've used one of them. What did it do?
Same thing distropods always do. Salvage material and create a structure.
Right, but what kind of structure?
A weapon.
Okay, like
A big one.
What kind of weapon?
Glorious.
Now who's a cultist?
No, he just gets aroused by
subscribes
guns.
to the cult of the firearm, but it was
It
a
seems a lot of people are.
railgun of sorts.
Okay. So like a.
It's a defensive
I
turret.
haven't done distro math in a while, but that's like 3.5 days, right?
6 to 10 seconds.
No, less than that. Probably like 1 to 2.
Yeah. Yeah, about
Oh.
3 seconds. Yep.
Whew. Okay. I don't know where you got those. I don't know who made them. I don't care about either thing. You need to sell those to me.
To you.
Well, to Ouroboros.
Ah,
Yeah.
Why?
I was going to say we've taken all the money out of your pockets, so not nearly enough.
You
Well,
all are willing to risk your neck to bust out a pirate king. You guys know what it's worth. At least you have some idea, although I'm not entirely sure that you do.
Well, if that's what people think they normally are, and that's what, apparently it's probably worth 10 times what we were talking about before.
Yeah, but that would require a buyer who understands what they're looking at.
And you do.
I mean, I have some idea, and my superiors would have more of an
Who,
idea.
who would we be in contact with if we were to sell them to you?
I would set up a rendezvous. I would have one of my bosses meet you on the outskirts of the station, and they would make the trade.
Then we don't have to get involved in the gang war.
And if you were to be so kind as to give us an estimate of what such technology would be worth to your superiors, to the company.
I mean, I can't. None of this is in writing. I cannot speak for the funds of Ouroboros.
We've already done one as an experiment. So.
You wouldn't happen to have any tape of that, would you? A recording, maybe?
Just
Only
in
a
our minds.
verbal description, I'm afraid.
Shame.
Four
Okay.
verbal descriptions.
Okay. I could see.
Could probably lead them back to the wreck of it.
No.
We don't need to go
We can
back
tell them
I
where
could
it is.
see $250,000.
for this.
I was hoping you had more.
We do.
If just one, it would have to be less. But if you have more
More like that.
with that symbol,
You full of shit?
roll for it.
May I also roll for full of
Ooh.
Go for it, please.
Oh, darn.
I'll ask him, wow, quarter mil of stuff like that. Imagine what it would be if we had an unlickable one. I ask him.
His eyes like, what? This is like
8.
8. Okay.
Can I add mid-level manager for any reason?
Sure. Yeah. Negotiations. Yes.
21.
21. Yeah.
Oh, good lord, 20. I'm not gonna beat that. I'm starting at a 2, 4,
Turns out negotiations with the
5.
science-minded person is like your niche. Like,
8,
like
I did it.
11. 11?
11.
Yeah. Not
So,
21.
yeah.
Jesus.
So you wonder if he could get that kind of get his bosses to pay that kind of money, but he is hoping that it's true.
Okay.
He's hoping, he wants to, he's
Yeah.
trying to entice you,
Yeah.
and he's trying to do it with something that he thinks he can make good on.
Is he trying to stab us in the back or lead us to a place where we're going to be surrounded by soldiers with very large guns or...
Well, he doesn't care. He's the scientist. The
It's
boss
So
will
you
wanna screw
you
us
can't
over.
tell that, and
Yeah.
neither can
Yeah.
you, but
He
you...
doesn't-
Oh, I explained that. I choose to believe that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, but he, you in listening to him, kind of call to mind, you use timely insight, right?
Yeah.
Your timely insight in this context is that, you remember some bits of Ouroboros philosophy that you've read, because they're not a cult. And their design philosophy and all of that, and what they've expressed is this kind of almost altruistic approach to technology and science. And so you have trouble believing that they would come in armed. Or at least with
Okay.
an intent to steal or
So this
kill.
is not the kind of company that is part
Not a company.
mercenaries.
Yeah, Not a company.
But despite the altruism, they actually would have the funds to pay us what this stuff is worth.
I mean,
Well,
everyone uses PDGs.
Yes. They have a monopoly
True. So
because
we're
they're so
Right.
altruistic.
Yeah.
so we're selling this stuff potentially to like a gigantic tech company that doesn't have a branch of the military, but that is basically required in day-to-day life by
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, like a
Okay.
profoundly important company.
Cool. Even better. Then we don't have the raiders coming after us.
Reputable.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Ah.
I just mean you said you wanted to be reputable.
Yes.
How long would it take to arrange
Reputable in the underlife.
Yes.
a
Well,
meeting? How long would it take to arrange a meeting? Someone we can speak to with a little bit more clout than you.
A day, maybe?
Can we do it remotely?
I mean, not the handoff.
The discussion.
He seems to think that his stipulation of not the handoff makes sense. By the way, the discussion. Let me find a relay. It has to be over secure comms. Like Ouroboros doesn't go live for
Of course.
like over, like not even the half spire will like be okay. I guess I'll have to get down to my ship.
Would you, would you excuse us for a moment? And I hope there's a piece of cloth around. I'm just gonna stuff it in his mouth.
I have a rag
let's
that I
have a chat.
hand you from my bag.
Super oily,
Nice and oily.
but at least not covered in lab goo.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to
yeah.
take everybody outside
Yeah.
so we can sort of talk without him.
Should we make sure that woman doesn't wake up and untie him?
I mean, you're just outside the door.
Is there someone else in the room with him?
No,
the other
no.
room, there was multiple doors, right? And
Yeah,
the
the one
other
other
lady,
locked
the lady
door was
is
like-
in
yeah.
there somewhere wearing.
Speaking
Right.
of the lady, you said she knew about the colors and was spinning the revolver on the
She did.
housing.
And now, so does this man. But
Could always just kill him.
I don't think we need to do any of that immediately.
He seemed polite. She, from what you said, not so much. Maybe we should kill
I
her.
think the world would be better off without her. But
Duly noted.
that's beside the
It's
point.
like he's not
Yes,
actually a
point.
good moral compass.
That's beside the point. What do you think?
I mean, it seems almost too good to be true.
Yeah,
It does.
that's a lot of money.
But also, these are the only people that know what it is. So
Yes.
everyone else would just be trying to find these people
And
to
he
pay
did.
give it to them.
He seemed genuine about the amount.
Yeah, he hoped that
he
it was
hoped
true.
they would
yeah,
pay.
yeah.
And if we have to wait a day to arrange all that stuff, our alternative, which is rescue a pirate captain, seems like that window would close if they're doing a handoff like right
Yes.
now.
So we could ask for a meeting, parlay with a pirate captain.
I feel like our choices are going to be very limited.
Once we parlay with the pirate captain.
Well, once we potentially fight through a bunch of whatever that Blinn enforcement
Yeah.
people to get to the pirate captain.
If we can even manage to keep the payload through that and
Yeah.
our lives. Yes. Does seem too good to be true, though, doesn't it?
Also, this guy has a ship.
Makes
and
sense,
After
though.
we have the meeting, we could steal his ship,
Also
And
a
leave on.
possibility.
and then we would have a ship and be wealthy.
$250,000 is easily enough to buy a ship.
Right.
Or we could have a ship and a $250,000.
Alright.
I think it's worth a shot.
Just to clear the air a little bit. I was going to pay you somewhere in the area of 2,500 to 5,000 credits for our job.
Each person?
Yes.
I mean, does that sound reasonable for a year's
Yeah.
worth of the work?
It was never intended to be a year.
No, yeah. Can we just put aside the whole we haven't been paid bit?
No.
We're into some serious stuff here.
Yes, and also I have a year's worth of back pay.
Well beyond what I was going to pay you. It must seem small by now. Anyway, my point is, I am very discombobulated, and when we set out on this journey, I wanted to get what I wanted and go back home. But now, $250,000? What could we do with that?
Minus a year's worth of back pay that would be taken out of your share.
ballistic weave in my coat.
What? You're thinking too
Our
small.
own
You're all
ships.
thinking too small. What,
New guns.
what could we do? What
Ocular
could we be?
implants.
I really want a headlamp.
I would really like a headlamp.
I did hire mercenaries.
Yeah, you did. You're the brains here, boss.
All right.
What are you thinking?
Chart the stars. Find a space leviathan. Discover unknown worlds and species that no one's ever dreamed of.
That's pretty cool. I would do that.
I don't know why you're singing, but you seem to have the spirit.
As long as there's money in it.
I wish we had more information to go off of to decide what course we should take here, because it's either blindly I mean, like, we knew that whoever buyer we were going to find was going to be seedy, right?
Yes.
But this guy is seedy and is also attached to a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Here's what I think.
Organization.
There's a possibility that Ouroboros will decide to take what we have.
Well, if we kill this guy, they won't know, potentially.
If we begin by saying, let's have a call, let's negotiate, tell them what we have, and they'll tell us what they want to pay us for it.
How is that more dangerous than this long tooth guy?
It's not.
Exactly.
Unless they decide they want to kill us and take it.
Which then
But if they
Longtooth could do the same thing.
And bring a sizable force to the station to take us down, we can run about in the chaos, maybe free a certain pirate captain, and get off the station that way.
That's a
he's still
plan
here.
B.
If he's still here. So,
Yeah.
we should arrange this meeting quickly.
Yes, we should say not tomorrow, today, now, next 5 minutes if possible.
All right. Well, the party will see if they can make that happen and figure out what all needs to happen next on the next episode of Fools and Corpses.
In the
Blue
comments
Sky
below.
Backwater. Yeah.
Vote on your favorite word, awful or detritus.
How long you been holding that one? Just like in the chamber.
Yeah, you gotta.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right. Well. Thank you so much for joining us this time. And don't forget that only fools and corpses don't change their minds.